All right. All right. Oh, shit. So many pieces. All right. I think it's going. There we go. Hoogkin. So today, giving this a shot, doing a Zoom, what do you call it, meeting. Sorry, I'm catching my breath. I was stretching and it winded me. I've been doing these, what do you call it, physical therapy stretches. I've been having issues with my Achilles tendons and been talking to Dr. Richard Mock. So I just started this week and it's working well because usually like my Achilles tendons, I feel like crunchy when I first get up in the morning. So like, and also when I'm working out or training, it affects my mobility and my ability to like be able to bounce around on the balls of my feet and my footwork. Flashing is that can be annoying. My Whoop is dying. Maybe my Whoop is dead. I don't think I got any alerts lately. Anyways, I'm just rambling to get myself warmed up before this thing starts. So first official guest, Ethan. You're a real official guest, but like I know you personally, so it made it easy to do our little thing. So the guy that I'll be talking to, I guess I'll let him introduce himself. But so basically we met. He does a podcast also. He's a former Marine, and he does a podcast called The.Basic.Vet. It's like The.Basic.Vet. I think his Instagram is the same at The.Basic.Vet with the dots in between each word or periods. And he's on, what do I listen to him on? Spotify? Yeah, but I think he's on everything. iTunes, what do you call it? Everything else, Spotify, iTunes, other things. Yeah. But yeah, so waiting for him to get situated. We both had technical difficulties this morning, but got Zoom set up. Said fuck it, went ahead and registered a thing. Zoom makes it real easy to record. I did a couple tests. We'll see how it's going. I'm trying to set up so recording through the Zoom and then also audio through how I regularly do it with my mics. So hopefully, then try to have him do the same thing on his side, record the audio. So hopefully get everything clean. I'll have to like patch it together, edit it together, and hopefully we'll have a fucking, excuse my language, fucking actual video episode. So that'll be an option. Originally, I was trying to use my GoPro, but in the first one that me and Ethan did, like it died like I think like not even an hour into into recording. So, but let me talk about. Oh man, I really want to talk about UFC 257. Actually, all the fights this week. The 2 fight nights, UC Fight Island 7, UC Fight Island 8, and then UFC 257. Man, I didn't make any picks for 257 because I'm not gonna go into it because I'm gonna save that. I'll do a Hoogkin fights. I want to try and if this Zoom thing turns out to be working well. I've got a couple buddies that watch a lot of MMA or they watch UFC at least and go back and forth. So maybe can set up a Zoom thing. And do some chat with them. So maybe I'll talk about the last week of fights. But anyways, I don't want to talk about that right now. Talk about it forever. Which makes, I guess that's also part of this whole Hoogkin or HoogkInBan Salon thing is I just started to talk about what I want to talk about. Oh, wait, I don't think this is him. So let's no, no. Let me talk about the setup that I got here. Oh, let me check. Sorry. Uh, I guess he's still getting ready. Oh, let me talk about what I got going on here. This high end soundproofing. Oh, shit. Forgot to close this. There we go. There you go. Oh, I can't see the. I put some. I made a little bookshelf out of a desk drawer. So I just took a desk drawer and then I screwed it into the wall and then I put books in it. Clavier. But I put some books in there so it looks like I'm educated. I wear these glasses, the blue light glasses, but I don't know. Do I look studious? Maybe. Oh yeah. That was the thing I wanted to say. So these two pictures here, these are hand drawn pencil, like graphite pencil. One of my buddies from when I was in the Marine Corps. I'll have to ask. I don't know. Well, I guess he doesn't care if I say his name. He signed on there. Matthew Davis. I have to see. I don't know if he's alive anymore, but I'll have to check and see uh, if he's still around, still hanging around with us in the land of the living. But yeah, crazy talented dude. So he like played. I think he went to Clemson. I think. I think I'm remembering that right. He played baseball, football, and crazy, like incredible artists. Like people look at these and they think they're just like pictures, but these are he drew it with his hand with a fucking pencil or multiple pencils. I don't know how it works, but it's crazy. So yeah, so he does that. He does athletic, or he was back in the day, art, fucking pencil drawings. What's the other thing? Oh, and a fucking crazy good country singer. He he was on some contest, like I don't know, like one of those like not American Idol, but some kind of national country music singing contest. I apologize. I know there's different kinds of country music, but I don't remember. Gosh dang it. I think my Whoop died or something. I don't know what's going on with it. But anyways, so he got to like the finals of it. I just remember because they had, the call in thing, like you call in and you enter the number or whatever for the artist that you're voting for. So I don't think he won, but he got to the finals for it. So I remember we used to go to this. Oh, dang. Well, there is a fuck. What was the place called? It was like so there was this. It was like a pizza joint, but I think on like Friday and Saturday nights they did karaoke, so you could go and get pizza, and then they had like a big karaoke section, like a big like projected on the screen the words or whatever, and then you could go and sing. So we go there, and he would just kill it at. I think they even had contests there too, but he'd kill it at karaoke singing country. And so this, I'm gonna talk about my homegirl Ogre, she is dead. Forgot her. She passed. She killed herself a while back. But the first night. Oh shit! All right, he's on the waiting screen. 1 second. All right, so let's see. I'll tell that story later. But let's see here. How do I do it? How do I do it? How do I do it? Participants. Shiza. Oh no. Yeah, let's see. I don't see. Maybe I sent him the wrong. Sorry about the dead air here. Is that the right number? Let's see, 81. Oh, wrong one. Wrong invite code. Hoogkin, you idiot. Let's see. Hey, first show. I guess we can allow for hiccups, right? All right. Hold on to your butts. 03. Uh, uh, there we go. All right, he's grabbing water. But yeah, Ogre She. So that was the first night that I met Ogre She. So we went to this karaoke thing, and how do I say that? I feel like going straight into the story. Well, actually, listen, it'll just be shocking. I get this because this was my experience with Ogre She when I first met her. So we went to the karaoke thing. Of course, we got hammered, everything finished, and then we walked back to base. And when we come through the gate in the first barracks, when you're coming on the base, it was a joint service base, so it just means that there's all the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force there. And the first barracks was an Army barracks, and there's this Jeep. My buddy, we call him the Cajun. So the Cajun, he's like, I hate that Jeep. Like I piss on it every time I come back on base or something like that. I don't remember. So we all stopped. We're standing on the sidewalk, and he went down, and he was pissing on the fucking Jeep. And Ogre, she's like, oh, I want to pee on it too. So we're like, all right. So she like runs on this little hill and gets to the Jeep because Cajun, he had gone like around to the side. He's like pissing on the tires, but she runs over and just pulls her pants right down and puts her ass on the grill of the fucking Jeep. So she's standing there facing straight at us, drops trout and puts her ass right on the thing and starts pissing. And then me and my buddy David, the guy that drew these pictures, we just turn and look at each other and we're like, did we just see her vagina? And she's like, she's like, yeah, yeah. And then she starts laughing. She's like, I'm doing it. And piss all over the fucking hood of or the grill of this Jeep. And then Cajun, like, he comes back and everyone pulls their pants back up and come up to the hill. And we're like, no, it's back to the barracks. And that was the first night that I hung out with her. But yeah, she was a wild one. Like the coolest fucking people I ever met in my life. I guess I haven't told the story about how the Ogre team, we call it the Ogre team, originally formed. But yeah, she was the first like actual female member because we had my homegirl, we called her Ofa, that ended up hanging out with us. We thought she was gonna be I guess that was before Oak. So it's 3 different levels, I think, because I've talked about the Marine Corps drinking team, and then I retired from that, and then came back, and we had the sleazy team, and then the sleazy team retired, and then that became the Ogre team. So Ofa was around for the sleazy team, and then Ogre She came in for the Ogre team, and she was a fucking beast. Fucking wild, a crazy athlete. Sorry, I got like 5 things going on at one time. But she was on the Marine Corps, the running team. Like they would have. Let me make sure this code is correct. Where invite. Yep. All right. Cool. Damn, my lips are chapped. but yeah. So she was on. There was the Marine Corps. I think it's just called the running team. But so it's basically, like I said, it was a joint service base. So we'd have these contests. Fuck, what was the Commander's Cup or something like that? I can't remember how many miles. I think it's 2 miles total on the track. So it's a team of like, I don't remember how many people are on each team. Let's say 6. So 6 runners, and they all start, and then they do how many? Oh shit! All right, he's in the way. There he is. All right. Cool. There we go.
I like the Jesse Pinkman, Walter White in the background.
Hey man, thanks. Welcome. Yeah. I was just getting warmed up. But I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Just
all
fine.
Right? Perfect. Yeah, these are actually a buddy of mine when I was in the Marine Corps. He drew. These are hand drawn with pencil.
Oh dang!
Can you believe it? Yeah, it looks like just a black and white.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, he drew it. Yeah, people always think that it. I don't know how he does it. He's crazy skilled. Like he does art. He's like a country singer. He played baseball at Clemson. He played football.
Oh geez.
But he might be dead. I'm not sure. He does some suicidal ideation every once in a while. But
amazing artist. So geez.
Man. Yeah. You know, it's the classic. What do you call it? Troubled artist or whatever. Tortured artist. But yeah, man, crazy. But anyways,
I'm doing all right, man. It's Sunday. It's chill day. It's funny you're wearing a ramen noodle soup shirt because that's actually what I made for breakfast. It's.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah, like a
mind meld.
But it's not like I got to do it special. I put chopped onions and celery and stuff in there too. You know.
Oh shit, fancy! You got the. What kind of brand of ramen do you get? Like Top Ramen?
No, there's this. We got a variety store down the way, and it's a bunch of Middle Eastern stuff. And I just found this box of ramens because I like Samyang, the 2-time spicy ones, but they didn't have them. So I tried this new stuff, and they're really, really spicy, but they're good.
Nice, man. Yeah. I grew up eating ramen, and then I went to school for 2 different Asian languages, so I got ramen all over the place. But this is the first time I wore the shirt. I bought it like probably 2 years ago. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna wear it. Why not? Might as well." Because I have a daughter, and she I do a lot of corny dad stuff. But I'll just say this about me real quick. We'll get back to you. But she hates me wearing I have a bunch of corny dad shirts. So this is an excuse for me to do it. I was excited. So thank you for doing this. And also because I get to wear this cool shirt that I like. But actually, maybe let's start with this too. You can give a little intro of yourself. What do you want me to call you, and what do you want?
Shannon.
Like to go
just
by?
Shannon.
Just Shannon?
Just
Easy.
Shannon.
Easy. All right, cool. Yeah, so I gave a little bit of an intro, but so basically how we set this up, I don't even know how. Let me see. How did I'm trying to think how I found out about your podcast in the first place. I think I don't know if you added me on Instagram or there's that guy from Vet TV, Justice Pelton.
Yeah.
Maybe I just saw the people he was following.
I think that's the connection because I just added him.
Okay, yeah, because I think he like followed me or something. There was something there. I remember it was a Justice Pelton dude.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone that's listening, Vet TV, if you're a veteran, the like $5.99 a month or whatever, it is worth that to watch those episodes because it's for me it's like if all the shit that I think in my head, if they made like a TV show, it's exactly that. It's fucking, and it's spot on veteran humor for me. Have you watched it yourself?
Yeah, it's really high quality production too. It's not just a bunch of Marines that got a phone and did stuff. They're professionals.
Yeah. It's Yeah, it's its own like I guess streaming network almost, and they have a bunch of different
Yeah.
shows like the dot. I mean, they have something for every service. So
Hmm.
uh, I think I'm pretty sure I've seen it. They hit the Marine Corps, Navy, and Air Force for sure, and Army. Um, but anyways, yeah. Sorry, I also experience ADD, so I hop around a lot when I'm talking.
Yeah, me
But
too, man.
oh, perfect. Maybe we'll see if we can get anywhere then. Stay in a straight line. But yeah. So I
Yeah.
did. Whatever the connection was, I got onto your podcast and I listened to your episodes, and um, I don't. Let me see. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. So listening to your episodes is kind of like listening. Like we've not. This is the first time we've actually talked, but it's kind of like listening to
Hmm.
one of my buddies talk. You know what I mean? It feels familiar, and uh, the things you talk about, because you talk about your experience as a vet a little bit, and then just like random everyday stuff that you go through. And I'm like, shit, yeah. A lot of most of the stuff you talk about, I'm like, yep, I thought that same thing. And then
Hmm.
also, I thought it's pretty cool your intro and the production. Do you do it all yourself? You do all your editing and all that?
So yeah, I edit everything myself, completely. And the intro and outro songs that are behind the voice are no copyright stuff right now that I've found on the internet. So I've been working on, changing that and recording my own music as well.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, so that's the other thing too. So I think there's two songs now. You're on Spotify, right? I think that's where I heard
Yep.
it, where I listened to you through. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's the
That's
two
the most popular one.
songs. Okay, yeah, and then so how can you kind of talk me through? So the first song, Dre in Tokyo, I think is what it's called. Can you kind of talk me through that, how that came about?
Yeah, I was looking for some, inspiration in a new direction for my podcast. And I'm like, dang, because you get stuck sometimes. You're just thinking, what do I do
Yeah,
next? And then I was like, you know what? I want to change my intro song. And I was in the shower, like where the inspiration comes from. And I was thinking
right.
Dr. Dre because he had just had, the aneurysm. And then I
Oh
got
yeah,
a Dre
yeah.
beat in my mind. And then I went on my phone, opened up GarageBand and just played with it. And then that came out.
Wow. So so it just kind of, so in GarageBand, I don't know, you just it comes from scratch, I guess. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with technology nowadays. I used to record music when I was a
Right.
teenager with it on a cassette tape with a 4-track recorder and stuff, but it's crazy. Everything now, it's all in my phone. I don't so I don't know why it
Yeah.
took me so long to get around to it, but yeah, you get in there, it's got preloaded sounds. There's preloaded loops too, but I don't use loops. I like to make my own loops. And it's got a little
Okay.
production
Cool.
quality and things you can do to edit the sound, level it, change sounds, because some of the beat in the background is like it's a drum, but I changed the sound and warped it to something else. And that's just
Hmm.
from watching YouTube videos. It's fun.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. Because I mean, I'm not. I can't sing. I can't hold a tune. I'm terrible. And I played clarinet in like fifth grade, but I'm not good at making music. So but people that can do anything musical, I'm impressed with it. And also the song, that one, the Dre in Tokyo. That's also, I guess, yeah. When I hit you up to ask you about it, I'm gonna try to figure out a way to incorporate it, if that's cool with
Yeah.
you, into my intros or outro, because I like the Ritz. I got that real ching chang chung chopsticky
Yep.
kind of thing. So my because so my whole not whole thing, but kind of, so this, how my podcast, I guess, came about. So the name of it is HoogkInBan Salon, and I was in a Korean class, and so Hoogkin was kind of like the outcast classroom. It means
Oh.
black people
Okay.
classroom. But because my Korean teachers, so when we started, Korean teachers they're very strict, and they're like no nonsense. And at the very beginning of class, they divide you into three classrooms. So there's A bond, B bond, and C bond, which is A class, B class, C class. And after you take your first test, they divide you up kind of like by your scores and ability group. So C bond is originally was like the class with the people with the lowest grades. But at one point, I can't remember when, but it changed to they moved all of the like troublemakers, kind of the non-traditional students, into C-Bon. And we were sitting there looking around, and it was like me, my buddy Wontaeyu. I'm just gonna say they're Korean names, so Wontaeyu, Dobin, and this chick. But anyway, so it was like me, Wontaeyu, three. So it ended up being all the black and brown people and two gingers in that one class. So we joked it with the teacher. We told them that they segregated us. So we started calling it HoogkInBan. So we started calling it the black classroom.
Oh.
But we were, and the teacher, they didn't think it was funny, but we thought it was
of
hilarious.
course.
And the teachers, I mean, and it was also like my buddy Wontaeyu and then Dobin, they had the highest grades in the class the entire time. They're they're both, I don't know if Dobin's been tested. Wontaeyu, he's like a tested genius, like a literal genius. And but so we were like, we performed well, but we behaved badly.
Is it because you're bored?
So we were, you know, not so much bored. I think it was just because I don't know. They were just so strict and very.
Yep.
They're very by the book. Everything is like rote learning. If you don't, like, they got mad at us if we came in like on Monday and they asked us, they're like, "Oh, chumaru, like, did you have a good weekend? What'd you do?" And we'd be like, "Oh, I watched a movie." And they'd be like, "Oh, a movie?" And they couldn't believe it. They're like, "You didn't study? You weren't doing homework?" And they would get so upset at us. And we're like, "No, it's the weekend. What are you talking about?"
Different
like,
culture.
Yeah, extra time. You should be studying. Yeah, Korean kids. So here's a vocab for it's called tushin chasha. Man, I can't even speak. Tushin chasha. Fuck. Tushin chasha. Damn. Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, if you're having trouble, I'm not even trying it.
Yeah, it's basically, it just means jumping suicide. So kids in high school, they have to take tests like you have to test to get into high school, and then you have to test to be able to get into college, into a good college. And kids that don't pass, like, the pressure is so intense, they just jump off of buildings or bridges and kill themselves. So there's like there's like a whole term for it. There's a term like jumping to your death. That's how bad it is over there. I don't know if it's still that bad, but
that's why they make all those
10 years or whatever.
It's like I think in China, I heard they have those big canopies at the top of buildings so everybody jumps off.
Yeah.
So they build things to keep them from falling.
Foxnet, or they make like iPhone components or something like that. Yeah, because there's such terrible working conditions. People are jumping off the roof.
Jeez. Yeah. It kind of makes you think, what are we complaining about?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, so Korean kids, they go to regular school, and it makes sense when you know the culture, why our teachers were the way they are. So you go to regular school, then you go after school, you go to I think Hagwon. It's like there's these different like study clubs.
Hogwarts? You get an owl and shit?
Yeah, you got to go to like, what is that, platform 9.5 or whatever, 9 3/4.
Yeah.
But so they do extra study. They study on the weekend. They go to school on Saturday sometimes. Like, it's intense. They take school, like, this is a thing that's good though about Korea is teachers are highly respected. Like, if you are a teacher, people respect that. If you're a tutor, if you're a student and you tutor somebody else, all the other parents are like, "Oh my God, what a good kid." They're like so proud of them. So education and teachers are important, which is something that we don't really do in America. Teachers get paid shit, and nobody respects.
Yeah, education is paramount.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a thing that people do. It's like daycare. That's all school is really in America. It's daycare for childcare for people's kids.
Yeah, but send them off to the bus and crack open the wine.
Yeah, exactly. Especially now during the pandemic, people are missing.
Yeah, oh gosh,
man, virtual school. Do you have kids? I think you're married. I've heard you say you're married, but
yeah, divorced. My son lives with his mom in Kentucky.
Oh,
so
okay,
we actually don't even really see each other or anything like that.
Oh, sorry, I have like 4 computers going. Kentucky. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm divorced too, so I think it's like a regular Marine. You got to get divorced. You got to have either divorced or have a kid out of wedlock, as I say.
Yep.
What else
You got to
is
get
there?
cheated on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, get cheated on,
Oh,
especially
Jody.
on deployment.
Yep.
What are the other big ones? Buy something you can't afford when you live in the barracks. Like
A
that.
car,
You buy a
right?
Mustang or something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I got my daughter. I was in A school in boot camp, then you go combat training, and then I went to my school where that's where I did Korean, and actually my daughter was conceived during that time. So I did that whole thing, living in the barracks, and then had a kid. So that was great. But she's great now.
Of course.
I'm glad. A blessing, the greatest blessing of my life. But oh yeah. So that's the other thing too. Funny for actually, did we finish? Did I finish my
the Koreans,
thought
the
or
Korean
whatever?
stuff?
Was I answering a question?
Dude, we
or was
both
I
got
just
ADD, man.
rambling? All right, we'll just roll with it. We'll
Don't
see.
ask me to remember. I don't know.
You will just press forward, assault through. But yeah, so for Marines, I think this is a funny thing. Usually the first thing, in my experience, whenever you meet a Marine, you're like, oh, hey, yeah. So like, who are you with and where did you go? It's usually like the first two questions. So I don't know if you're not comfortable talking about anything, it's fine. Just let me know. But so for me, I was a 2673.
2000.
And yeah, an
Secret
Intel
squirrels.
Pogue, basically. Yeah. So when I did languages and I got to do some
I wanted to ask you something about that,
but,
if you don't mind. You had to take the D lab then, didn't you?
Yeah,
dude, I talk about that.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it. Yeah, you did. You mentioned that in one of your episodes.
Because I remember I went to.
Did you? You took
no,
it
I
too?
wanted to so bad. They just sent the ones that tested super high in the ASVAB to that, but I always thought it was it because they teach you like basically a made up language and you gotta test out of it later, right?
Yeah. So it's there's a new one now, but so when I took it in I think 2006 or maybe 2007, but it's basically like that. You start out, they give you kind of a grammar pattern or a set of like there'll be like a word and then it's like, all right, to make it plural in this language, they add a W at the end. So make these words plural. And then as they go, they add more grammar patterns until at the end you have to like translate a made up sentence. It's weird. Like I mean, I guess obviously I passed it, but actually, funny, I got the lowest score possible. I think that's passing because there's different levels. Because for languages, there's different category levels like Arabic, Korean, something else. They're like I think Cat 4, where it's the hardest, and then stuff like Spanish and Tagalog, which is like Filipino. I speak that as well, but that's heritage. But so those ones are like Cat 1, I think, or level. Maybe it's flipped. Cat 4 is hard. Either way, there's different levels. So I got the lowest one. So I shouldn't have been able to be put in Korean. But this is, Marine Corps thinking. When I got there, when I was in boot camp, I tested in Tagalog. So I passed the DLPT for that. Because my mom,
I always call that tag along.
Yeah, like the cookies.
It looks like it looks like tag along, but
yeah, that's the funny thing. My dad, he's American though. He says like, what is it? He says like Tagalog or so. He says it really weird. I'm just like, Dad, how could like I'm like 36 now. I was like, how you've been hearing this word your whole life? How do you not get it? But it's also from Texas, so
yeah.
Okay. But anyways, so I tested in Tagalog and they're like, oh, and I wanted to do Arabic because this is like 2007 or whatever. So I was like, I want something Middle Eastern.
That's
I
big
want to
money.
be able to go. Yeah, I want to do something like I assumed I was going to deploy over there and do that. So I was like, I want to learn Arabic or Farsi, Pashto, something useful. And they're like, oh, well, you speak Tagalog? That's Asian. We're going to put you in Korean. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, first of all, I'm not going to blend in over there at all. Second, like, who the fuck? I don't want to. I don't know.
You have to kick a little geography lesson.
I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't know what. I didn't know that there were two Koreas at the time. I didn't know what Koreans were. I thought they were like a version of Chinese. which Chinese
Mm-hmm.
people will tell you they are. But I mean, it worked out. I ended up making a lot of friends, and it
Well, of
ended up
course.
opening some things up for me. So, I mean,
Well, that's because you're not a rock. You've got some gray matter
yeah,
IQ.
you know what's funny? I don't know how I do it either. I don't know, because I
It's
definitely do
just
not feel like I know what I'm doing or talking about ever. I just wing it, and I don't know.
things happen
There's a
and
God
good
that
things happen.
he likes me, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something.
So I think
But
also because I was raised in a very shame-based family, so I don't like to fail. So I just
that's my number
so
one fear,
my
man.
whole
My number one fear is failure.
shame. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good
Yep.
motivator. So for you, what was your MOS? You had
Yeah, I
two, right?
was the pogiest of all pogues, which for anyone not military is personnel other than grunt or something like that. But I was
Yeah.
admin, so super pogue. I came in as an 0151. It used to be 51 and 2 1s, and then they merged it to 0111.
Mm.
And once that happened, I was like, dude, I did my deployment and got tired of that scene. I wanted to go do something else. So I went into basic
Right.
contingency contracting 3044. It's got a different name now.
Interesting. So, well, I guess let me start with the first one with admin. So there's two. Why are there two different
Well,
MOS
so there
cards?
used to be the 0151, which basically was a deployable administration marine. And then the 0121 is personnel administration. They were at the IPAC. They didn't deploy. So when I first got to the air station in Beaufort, which a stone's throw from where I went to friggin' boot camp, I couldn't get away. I showed up at the IPAC. They threw me in the IPAC.
Thankfully.
So I'm sitting there as an 0151, and we got our TOs. So eventually VMFA through 12 was like, hey, we got somebody leaving. We need him. So I left after like 2-3 months and then got thrown into the deployable sector, and our crap got slid out for a year as usual. You know how it is. So they said, like, when they send you over to Korea and say, here, you learn it. They sat me down in front of a computer and said, here's DTS. Now figure it out for the entire squadron. Like, thanks, guys.
Wow, nice. So did you go on the MU then?
No,
Since you were at the wing?
no, not a MU. Kind of like a MU. It was a CAG. So I was on a carrier. I was on the big son bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, not a very fun
So
deployment.
you did that ship life.
God, yeah, I did. It's terrible. We were just begging to get off and go. A couple of us got to hang out in the sandbox and do joint operations, but not me.
Nice. Oh, so did you get to, I guess, make any nice stops at any?
Oh,
ports?
yeah.
What route did y'all do?
Yeah, we basically. Oh, let's see. We stopped first in France, Marseille. That was our first port.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was cool.
My ex-wife is like from there.
From France or Marseille?
Marseille. Her family's from. She was born in Algeria or Abu Dhabi. Her mom's from Algeria, but her family's from Marseille. Like her, yeah.
It's not what I expected. I'll say that. I thought for an international port it was going to be very nice and clean, and it was not. I got the bad side of France when I went, man.
Yeah,
the only place that we actually got respect. The only place we actually got respected was Bellawood, and other than that, everybody hated us.
So you got to go. Okay, that's cool.
The Double Dog Fountain, where you get 10 years and you drink out of that algae-filled water.
Right. Yeah. Oh, so you did all that?
Well, I didn't get to, unfortunately. My gunny and a bunch of other people went because I was probably working or on duty, and then they came back, told me, and they bottled some of it, and we got to drink some from a plastic water bottle. We didn't die, so I guess we're good.
Dang.
But yeah, so we started. France was the first one, and then let's see, we hit Bahrain, Dubai. We hit Bahrain twice.
Oh, nice.
Dubai was fun, and then Greece was my absolute favorite. We went to Suda Bay.
Oh, wow.
And that was fun. That place is beautiful,
what was that
man.
like?
Greece was amazing. It was the only place where they really actually appreciated us showing up.
Oh, really?
The public loved us. Yeah, well, their economy was, in the skids, so they loved the money.
Didn't they go bankrupt
and every bar we went to,
yeah.
was it? Yeah, yep. Bad situation, but Beautiful place, man. And every bar we went to, they would give you a coupon for a free drink at the next bar. So basically, you just get your free drink, you buy a bunch, you go to the next one, you black out, and you do it again the next day.
Smart. That's good marketing. Did you? So while you were
I got
there,
kicked
did
out
you
of
pick
Greece.
up any Greek? Oh, you got kicked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So explain that. Explain that? Getting kicked out.
Well, all right. So it all begins with NCIS briefing you before you get to the port. They brief you for every port.
Right.
And one of the things
Yeah.
they said was, do not drink this stuff called Rocky. Okay, NCIS, challenge accepted. You just told a bunch of Marines not to drink this stuff. We want to do it. So we actually got to get a hotel room at that port. So, and I was just an E3, so it was great that I was able to go out in the port. They trusted me enough. So we got a hotel room, which was amazing. It was the coolest thing ever. You know, it's my first experience in a new country, really. And then the hotel room, first off, we walked down the street and a guy greeted us like, oh, hey, yeah, you guys are here for the hotel, which is a little weird. How did he know that we were coming for our reservation? But whatever. We get up there. There's like robes in there. There's a loft in there. And then there's these two bottles. One's wine and the other one's Rocky. So we start getting it in the Rocky and things go sideways real quick, man. That stuff is not to be played with lightly. So anyway, things happen. I ended up blacking out at some point. I'm still hearing stories to this day about stuff I did. But apparently it was enough for Shore Patrol to say, get him back to the ship, and he's not allowed coming back at all. So that was the end of my Greece trip.
So you cannot go back to Greece. Okay.
At least not with the Navy.
I wonder what that. I'm gonna have to look that up to see. I'm curious to know what this Rocky is, because
it's basically
that sounds
extremely potent wine. If I had to, it's clear. Yep.
Clear. Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, we were having it with breakfast and everything. It was rough. Plus, the crazy thing was in Suda Bay, or the place actually was Hania, spelled Chania, but it's called Hania, and there's no railing on the ledge of the walk next to all the bars, and it drops right into the bay. So somehow I ended up not falling into that son of a bitch. I thought I was going to, but they must have got me out of there before I did.
Oh wow!
But I mean, you know,
that seems.
You figure you're on ship, and we never got. You're supposed to get a beer day if you're on for I think like 30 days with no port. You know, they do swim calls where you jump off the 40-foot elevator into the ocean. All those things that they do for fun.
Oh really?
Yeah,
wow!
That all got canceled every single time. Oh, we're gonna do it, and then it's canceled. It was horrible. All the fun shit was only for the port. So of course we got wrecked every time we went to port.
Yeah, I mean. As you should. And also, so I guess for people that don't know, you said you were an E3, you were a Lance Corporal at the time. So that's basically, that's like the lowest level. I mean, there's two ranks below it, but everyone, I don't know. Lance Corporals are famous for getting in trouble. Usually all the like stories that you hear about people like murdering lady boys and shit like that are Marine Lance Corporals when it happens. So everyone that's like running amok, it's a lot of times. I mean, the other ranks do it too, but I think Lance Corporals probably make up the largest portion of the Marine Corps as well.
That's because but that's also because all those PFCs and privates got busted down from Lance Corporal for what they did.
Yeah, that too. Like PFC second and third awards.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, but I think, being an E3 out there, being that low level, there was only certain fleet areas of operation that we were allowed to stay overnight in, and the Middle East was not one of them at all.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It was only France and Greece. That was it.
So did you do what do you call it when you go past the equator or whatever, the turtle?
Oh yeah, shellback.
Shellback.
Nope, we didn't cross the equator. We didn't go that far.
Oh, okay.
We
how long were you? Oh, go ahead.
I'll just 7 months was our deployment length, except mine got broken up because of emergency leave. So I ended up missing a month of deployment because I had to go home, and then
oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and plus the deployment was actually slid out a year, and because we're a squadron, our pilots have to be carrier qualled constantly. So every 2 weeks, we would go out for 3 weeks for a year straight to I hate Norfolk. I can't stand that place anymore. But yeah, I mean, everybody was getting divorced and everything. All kinds of bad stuff happened. It was a bad time.
Yeah.
But I had some fun while I was out there, so I focus on that. Dubai was crazy. The money there is insane.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been, but I've just seen pictures and then TV of it, and like I think I've seen somewhere it's like traffic jam in Dubai, and it's like a bunch of Lamborghinis all stacked up.
Yeah, man, that is no joke, dude.
Oil money, man.
Yep. Oh yeah, it was still. I mean, that place is still being built, but it was the needle, whatever the hell that thing had. It was done when we got there, so we got to see that, which is crazy.
That the tallest building or whatever?
Yeah,
is that
dude,
what,
it's nuts.
What that is?
Yep.
Was that
basically
in the Mission Impossible movie?
That I think that's the one they were on. Yes, it is.
Is that the one where they jump out the window or whatever?
Mm-hmm. That's definitely
it. Oh man, that's crazy.
Really tall. But this because they have all this fuck you money, so they just we'll just do this. We'll just do that. Their mall.
Yeah, they
have an ice
doing
rink.
like terraforming. They have ice skating
islands. Jeez, $80 place. There's so many things to talk about. Yeah. So they have a ski resort inside this mall. They have a Sega arcade that has a friggin' roller coaster in it in the mall, and an ice rink.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Wow.
And that was also the first place I saw toilets with, the little sprayers in the sinks to spray off dishes?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the little hand sprayer when in your sink, you pull it up and, spray your dishes off with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, those are attached to the toilet. I'm like, what is this? Oh, yeah, that's for your ass, buddy.
Like a bidet?
Yeah, except they just spray it off with their hand. That was interesting.
Was that fancy feeling?
No.
Shooting water down your crack?
It was just weird.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. So in the Philippines, it's called tabo. You have a cup. Everyone in the toilet, people don't use toilet paper. You have a little cup of water or a little scooper thing called a tabo. You mug tabo, and you pour the water down your back and wipe your ass crack with it. So when I was a kid, I remember my mom used to do it for me. I was like, a little kid. This is like when I'm being potty trained or whatever, or a little older than that. And I hated it because it was like my crack would always be wet, but my mom like refused to let me just use toilet paper. So like nowadays I don't know, people have bidets and stuff and they talk about how fancy it is, but like I just have flashbacks to being a kid and my mom rubbing my wet butthole.
You don't want taking a crack to give you PTSD, man.
With warm water. So yeah.
That's supposed to be peaceful time.
So I don't know. Yeah. So even if I like got rich or whatever, and I don't think I'm still gonna use paper. Like the closest I'll get is those like moist.
I'm all about the wipes, man.
That's as fancy as I'll get. Yeah.
Once I tried those, there was no going back. Basically, anyone that has a kid knows exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, so I found there's a brand. They're called like Booty. I think the brand is called Booty, just like BOOTY. And they make, they're the exact same. They're just wet wipes, but they use them for, they make a male and a female one. And I originally got them because for camping, because I go camping. So, like, did you ever have to do field ops, like where you go to the field for like, so, when you go to the field and you take a field shower, you use wet wipes all the time. So now every time I go camping, I use those. And that's how I got onto this brand. So you just order them on Amazon. You get like a big box, and they're pretty sweet. So
I'm putting this in my phone.
Anyone that wants to wipe their butt, check them out. So they make it's like black and gold, so it looks really fancy. It looks like it's like I've made it. I wipe my ass with gold, basically. It looks like.
Wait, black and gold? That's the basic vet colors, man. It's perfect.
Oh yeah, yeah. It does look exactly like. Oh yeah, I don't have them there in the bathroom, but yeah, it looks exactly like that.
Well, enough
while
advertisement.
We're jumping around, I guess. Yeah. How did you come up with your logo and the name and all that? I know you talk about it a little bit in some of your episodes, but I'm not sure if you talk about the actual graphics. Did you?
No.
You made that or?
Yeah. So actually, just like everything else I do, I look for the cheaper freeway. I went on Canva, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And I just saw something I liked.
Okay. Yeah, the app.
I put in The.Basic.Vet, and it popped out a sweet gold, whatever I have here. That actually, it's funny you have Pinkman up there and stuff, because the inspiration behind the new designs is Breaking Bad. If you notice the elements in there. I was talking to my graphics guy, and
I did see that.
Yeah. Yep. So that's where we went with it. I'll send you another one too. It's actually got the atomic numbers and stuff in it too. Like it's got 1775 and stuff placed in there. But
wow.
Too many numbers. It was distracting. Clever, yeah. It just distracted me. I wanted to look at the numbers.
I like it. That's cool. Oh, that was another question I had. So the broken jarhead guy? Do you know him, or because I think I saw you put up some of his graphics and stuff. So I didn't know if you knew
That's
him
another
personally,
funny thing.
or you just.
Nope. I woke up one morning, and it was shortly after I think I had recorded an episode or something. But I had just started my podcast, and then I opened up to Mendleton, which you know about Mendleton, right? Facebook group Mendleton. Maybe not. They're a big conspiracy. Oh, we'll stay off it then.
Yeah.
Anyway, I get on Mendleton. I've been on that group for a long time, since I was on Pendleton, which makes sense, right? So I'm looking, and there's a post, and it's this cool ass graphic from Broken Jarhead. I'm like, dude, this looks sick. Just the artwork was perfect. I hadn't seen anything like it. And I saw he had just started, no fault, no nothing. I'm like, where did you come up? How are you just blowing up on the scene like this? Like, where's all your orders? And he didn't have no orders yet. So, I mean, the guy's artwork is solid stuff.
It's incredible. Yeah. I ordered some stuff last week.
Good. What'd you get?
I got one of the stickers. What else? And I think a hoodie.
Nice.
I'll have to look. Yeah, I had to stop myself from I wanted to get everything that's on there because all the stuff. But I got a sticker candy. And I got either a shirt or a hoodie. Yeah. He
just now his patches were on hold for a long time because he, like us, is a stickler for quality, and he just sent me a photo of the new patch for Embrace the Suck with the lips, which is my favorite one. And that he canceled his other order, which was a lot of money because they didn't look good, and said, no, we're doing this again. And now what he has is, it's like this rubberized, cool, embossed looking patch. I think, if I'm correct with what I saw, that's going to be coming out, and those are going to be sick on flax.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. So, do you have a flak? You have a body armor kit?
No, man. When I turned mine into Sif, basically I was done. It was because I had to go buy another flak because that shit was just gone somehow.
Oh, that's a whole thing. I think actually in Vet TV there's some episodes about.
Oh, there has to be, man.
The biggest fucking nightmare.
I just want to go home.
I don't know how much shit that I had to buy and give back. Like waterproofing bags. I probably bought 10 or 20 fucking waterproofing bags because those things they just disappear. Like, no, you can't turn your shit in until you have this. And you can't just pay them. You have to go and fucking buy the gear, whatever's missing, and then come back to turn in your shit.
Yeah, and your flak, like stuff like that. If there's dirt or dust or anything on it, you got to take it back.
Oh, yeah. You got to clean it, and it can't be wet. If you try to give in there, like, oh, no, there's water spots on there. You can't turn this
It's
in.
It's a flak jacket. There's no bullet holes in it, okay? It's good for another use.
Yeah, that's probably anyone that loves to be able to power trip on the smallest amount of power. That's exactly who they like. That's who they recruit to work at fucking SIF. People that will just nitpick over everything.
They need to all be German, heavy German accents from here on out. That's it. Oh, you want to turn in this? No, I don't think so.
Bond villains.
It's a flak jacket. It's dirty.
What is this?
Where are your papers?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, make it a lot funnier.
The only thing more painful is probably trying to turn your rifle in to the armor
every time you're done with range.
Yeah, because they're like going and finger fucking like, oh no, there's carbon.
That's when you
Like,
slide it in there with
fucking
$50.
hours. Somebody, I was talking to my buddy a couple weeks ago about that, and I never even thought of that. Like looking back, I was like, fuck, because I was watching. There's some thread I follow. I don't know if it's Vet. It might be fuck, what's that dude's name? Terminal Lance. It might have been on there, but they showed like a clip, someone holding their rifle, and in the ejection port cover, they put like a $20
buddy.
bill. They fucking hand their rifle in. I'm like, fuck, why did I never think of that?
Yeah, man.
So fucking simple and genius.
The part that sucks is if they pull it in there.
Spending hours with a fucking
right. If you pull it in there, they pull it in with a 20, and then the chief warrant officer comes back out like, oh, okay, that didn't work. Dude, I had.
Oh, oops, sorry, sir. How'd that get in there?
My dude. So I was so like pack dropped before I got out because I was held over for a year from med board. I was on a PEB.
Oh, really?
So yeah, by the last, when I was checking out, my pack was firmly dropped, dude. I had nothing left, no gas. So I showed up to the armory to check out in civvies because my job at the time I wore civvies for. I was training motorcycle stuff. So I rolled up, checkout sheet, civvies, polo, nice polo. And this chief warrant officer just comes out and I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a good day. So he starts yelling at me and shit. And he's like, you better get back in your uniform and come back. So I went home for the day. Then I came back begrudgingly with my camis on, like, here, you good? That dude ended up following me around until my very last day. He showed up when I signed my papers for some stupid reason to get out. Asshole.
The warrant officer did? What the
fuck? He just showed up everywhere I was at trying to get out.
Wow. I mean,
Karma,
usually...
man, it just hated me.
Most, by the time they make chief, they're pretty chill, but...
Yeah, my first OIC was a 5, the unicorn.
Really? Wow, those are those are getting rare.
He was the coolest person. My coolest OIC ever was him. If anyone gave any of his admin guys crap, he basically just destroyed them because he's a unicorn. He can do what he wants.
Yeah, no one can tell them anything. That's why I thought about doing that for a while, but. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Dude, when he signed his papers, this is how badass he was. He came in to sign his final papers off terminal, whatever, with a 5 o'clock shadow and eyes bloodshot as hell. He showed up just blazed.
Wow,
that was awesome. Nobody said, they're like, oh, yes, all right, sir, have a good life.
Yeah. Man, so
it's just crazy the things you get away with.
Yeah, it's man, so many.
Rank
I guess
privilege.
Especially warrant officers, they can do pretty much whatever they want. And then I'm trying to think, like, I don't know. There's also such a huge difference in between. Because I've had friends that were officers, or I've made friends that became, or they either were, and there's just such a difference and also quality of life between being enlisted and being an officer.
Absolutely.
Like my dad, he was an officer. He was in for 26 years, and there's a bunch of times he asked me, he's like, "Well, why don't you just go talk to your CO? Why is this happening to you? Why don't?" I'm like, no, you don't get it. That I'm like a lance corporal. I can't just do things. It's like. People don't want to reason with. They're not gonna. If it makes sense, it doesn't matter. Like my life is shit.
Everything is no. It's always no.
He's like, well, why don't you just go do this? And I was like, what do you mean? Why don't? Like, you can't. Because I can't. It doesn't matter.
They'll say no.
I'll tell you how to request mast. And I'm like, no.
You tell me how to ruin my life.
You make your life worse. Yeah. Don't say those words. Don't even say that out loud.
No. Yeah. That's like a union talk in a place that is anti-union. It's just everybody's ears oh, what? That and request mass. Oof. Yeah. Well, you said request mass. What's the other thing? The climate surveys. Do you remember command climate surveys?
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. You always, everything's good because you get a briefing from like your staff sergeant or whatever. They're like, all right, this is going to ask you about this, and your answer is everything is good. You don't have
Yeah.
any questions, and there are no problems. If you have any issues, you come talk to me
Mm-hmm.
about it. It's like you don't fucking say, like every formation, the CEO is always like, "Oh, I have an open
Yeah,
door
right.
policy. Marines, come talk to me about anything, 24/7. Here, I'll give the first sergeant, master gun, sergeant major my number. You just any time of the day, you give me a call when you need something." And everyone's just like, "No, no, 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 do not do that." Yeah, there's always like some boot, like at the beginning, like first
Mm-hmm.
they raise their hand,
Somebody
and
slaps it or
at
something.
formation, everyone looks at them like,
Yep.
"You motherfucker,
Yep.
get the fuck out of here!"
Take your opinion to
Like,
somebody that matters.
I'm gonna fuck you up. It's like, who's your fucking team leader? Get the fuck
Mm-hmm.
over here.
Dang, yeah, that's just our 312, the squadron I was with, because things were so bad. The last one that I saw was it went not well for them because I remember getting our asses.
The
Yeah,
climate
people were
survey.
honest because we were losing people left and right, man. Like people killing themselves. It was just horrible because all they cared
Oh
about was
damn.
flight hours, flight hours, flight hours. So everyone else suffered. But we
Oof.
all got called down to the hangar for squadron formation. The CO was pissed because people were honest. And he just went off for a while. That's what happens if you're honest on a command climate survey.
Yeah. But sir, don't ask, sir. Just don't ask. You don't
Yep.
want to know.
Shady stuff, man. But yeah, rank has its privilege until somebody speaks up. I guess that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's man, there's so many. Yeah, that's another thing too. I think so that's a thing I guess I run into now that I've been out. I got out end of 2016, and just kind of talking with civilians at all, it's kind of like it's the same thing. It's like I don't know. There's no way for them to understand it
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't do it. So and I also I get I feel like sometimes when I talk to civilians, like at my previous job, one of my buddies, he's a young guy. He's like real nice dude. He's from Minnesota, so he's like that real like stereotypical like super polite. Oh, don't you know
Yeah,
kind of
the
guy, like
the overly
Canadian
polite
almost.
with Midwesterner. Yep.
Yeah, super nice. And so like me and him, we became pretty good friends. And I'll tell him like stories about the Marine, just like little stupid stuff about something like that, like formation or whatever. And like his eyes, the way he's looking at me, I feel like I'm describing like choking puppies or something when I talk to him
Like
about
an
shit from the
actual
Marine.
war.
He's like, he's just like,
That's just a
what? And I'm
formation,
like,
bro.
oh, should I not be saying this stuff out loud? Like,
Hold on. Let's talk about field day. You want to be real surprised.
did you ever do a Chinese? I don't know if you probably can't call it anymore, but
Yep.
Chinese field day.
Sure did. Oof. I was in. Yeah, you and I joined. We're actually about the same. You joined what? 07, 06?
Yeah, at the end of '07.
End of 07?
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Yep.
I think I was January. Yeah, I was January 2008 was when I went to boot camp.
Oh, okay.
And then I got out.
Yep.
I got out February 2016 or 17. So our shit kind of like
Oh,
lines
yeah,
up.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so I went in October 2007. I graduated boot camp
Mm-hmm.
December, and then I got out October of no, I went in September, and then I got out in October 2016. So yeah, we just overlapped pretty much the whole time.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, because
Same.
was your first
It was
enlistment 5 years or?
no. Mine were both 4 years.
Or
I
excuse
was
me,
held over for the PEB.
oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I figured yours is longer because you have like a year of language schooling alone, right?
2 years, yeah.
Gosh, yeah. That's how you get those long enlistments.
Yeah, my first one was a 5 year contract.
Mm-hmm. Useful though, man. You can.
So,
How many languages you speak? 3?
see English. Yeah, yeah, 3 or 4. I mean, I
If you
used
got
to
to
be
think about the
better.
number of languages you can speak, that's saying something. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as fluent in 2 of them anymore. Like Tagalog is easy because I mean, it's like I lived in the Philippines for like a year,
Mm-hmm.
so that one I'm fucking pretty fluent. I mean, like right now, if someone was speaking, like I can listen to it, and then it takes me a little bit to get warmed up. But like Korean or Chinese is like a little rougher. But my cursing in Korean is really good.
Well, good. That's what you need, man. You got to keep that stuff.
Yeah, my drinking Korean is really good still. Yeah.
Drinking, I like it. Hey, what's that? Where'd you get that bulldog on your desk there?
So that one of my buddies, when I graduated sergeant's course, he got it for me. I think he got it at the PX or the MCX or whatever.
That's pretty cool, man. My dad got me one from this place called the Franklin Mint. They make I don't know, like limited run stuff, but it's pretty cool. It's kind of the same. Is it like wood or porcelain or something like that?
Wood.
Okay,
I actually broke the leg.
See, mine. Yeah, I broke the head off mine.
Oh no, it's what is that? Some kind of ceramic, maybe. I need to glue this thing back on.
The head is gone on mine.
My bad, GT.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He went through a lot of moves, man.
Yeah, that's what having them. What is fuck? TMO.
Yeah, TMO.
When you're waiting, those are the people that move for you. Man, I got spoiled by TMO. My first move after I got out, when I didn't have TMO, I was like, fuck.
Dude, it gets real quick.
Yeah.
Suddenly realize you have a lot of crap that you don't need.
And a pain in the ass. Yeah. It's like I have to pack all my own stuff and move it. Ugh.
Dude, I basically
or pay someone thousands of dollars.
Exactly. I like living. I miss the sea bag life, man. Everything fits in a couple of green bags. You just pick it up and go.
Yeah. I go through stages of like getting rid of a bunch of shit and trimming it all down, and then trying to get back.
Yeah, man.
Up.
Whenever
like right now, I don't.
What's up?
Go ahead. No.
Whenever we look into buying like a new bed or dresser or something big, my first thought is we got to move that. So that's like my
exactly.
Now. And I don't need to think that way. I'm here. We own this house. We're not going anywhere. I don't need to think like that.
Nice.
I just can't shut it off, man.
Did you use a VA? Did you do a VA loan when you bought your place?
No, actually, we didn't even use the VA.
I don't know if that's a weird question, but
no, we went with FHA. So first federal, whatever. It's federal.
Oh.
Does your computer keep timing out or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I guess I could just turn it off, but
you know what I just realized?
Thing or whatever, but
I can't record this.
What's that?
I have to have permissions to record it.
Well, mine. Oh, good. For a second, I was like, "Fuck!" I forgot to record. But yeah, it's recording.
Okay.
Okay,
dude. So here's something funny, man. Check this out. So as I logged into Zoom, I used to have to do Zoom meetings for my job, like on a almost daily basis. I hate the word Zoom, but the company I used to work for I won't get into that anyway. When I logged in, I'm changing all my settings, making it so that there's a recording for each person and blah, blah, blah. I look up and I'm on that company's own Zoom. It's their corporate Zoom that I'm changing the preferences on. Don't worry, they won't see this podcast. I ain't even mad. So I just left them and logged out. They're going to have a lot of file space used up for some reason they don't know about.
Yeah, I ended up just getting the whatever thing. The monthly package, so I was like, fuck it, because originally I didn't want to do Zoom meetings or whatever, or interviews, because it's it's less personable. But I mean, fucking COVID has been going for like a year now, so so, I mean, I guess this is like the new normal, as they say. But I don't know, it doesn't feel too bad right now to me.
It's comfortable, man. I'm chill, and you're looking into the camera all the time, so it's not like I'm staring at someone that's not looking at me. So it works out. This room basically, we turned it into our laundry room because it was the gym, and that's what happens. But we fold our laundry in here, and it helps because I don't have anything to help with the acoustics. So there's just laundry all over the room, folded up. So next time I'll make sure I move the stuff to the side and I'll turn my video on, so I don't look like a hobo.
Okay. No. I mean, you see how high quality my setup is.
Hey, that's solid, man. That's perfect.
This stuff, so I get like the food delivery, whatever. Since
Yeah.
COVID, I order all my groceries. I
Yeah.
just take the fucking insulation out of the cold bags or
Money,
whatever, and
dude.
that's
That's
what I use for the.
perfect. See, I got
Yeah.
about 16 moving blankets that I'm going to start hanging up here. It's just going to make the room look crappy though. I live in a blanket room, whatever.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
order.
Nice blanket for it.
Yeah. I got like, I'm trying to start a merch store, but I'm not happy with the quality yet. One of the things is a wall tapestry with the
Oh,
Basic
cool.
Vet logo on it. And you can get a really big one. I want to get that and just cover the blanket with that instead.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Let me know. So do you have I'm trying to think. Do you have a website? I can't remember
Not yet.
what have I seen?
Nope.
So, no? Okay.
No, I've got so far it's an Instagram, Facebook, and then podcasts. But I have a website on hold. I had another project called fallrisk.tv. So I bought the domain name and I have a website. I just got to build it.
Oh, nice. Okay. So that was that was for motorcycle stuff?
Yeah, that like everything else that I do, it starts out as one thing and then it turns into something else. So there's some motorcycle stuff. There's
Oh no, I completely understand.
We got that ADD, man.
Yeah.
If the ball's shinier than the other one, we're going after it.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, it is hot up in here.
Oh yeah. So are you on the East Coast? I don't know if you mind saying.
Almost.
I'm like in the DC area, so.
Yeah, hold on a sec. I'm just. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm almost East Coast. All the way in the East Pennsylvania side. It's actually Central Pennsylvania, what they call it, but we're 3 hours from New York.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm landlocked, man. It's driving me nuts.
Buddy over there.
First time in my life I've ever been landlocked.
Do you like go on the water a lot? You fishing?
I was a water baby. Because where I grew up, I grew up right on a river, the St. Clair River, which is right across.
Oh, nice.
So Sarnia was right next to me when I woke up every day. But so there I had water everywhere. I was always in the water. And then I got South Carolina stations, water again. And SoCal, water again. Deployed on a ship, water everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, that's all. Yeah, me. I love the water too. I mean, my Philippines, so I'm a island boy. I was stationed in Hawaii too for almost 3 years or less than 3 years, but that's probably my favorite place that I've lived so far.
Yeah,
I'd like to go back.
I bet we just had a friend that got stationed there.
I picked up spear fishing. Oh, really? And Kaneohe Bay?
Probably. She's more my wife's friend, really, but we all know each other. So but it was crazy because they had to move during COVID. So it was a pain because they have animals, kids.
Yeah, that sounds.
It was rough.
Oh, yeah, that sounds. Man. Yeah, I can't even imagine what
we got out at a good time, dude.
Military life must be like in COVID. Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially with going to the peacetime Marine Corps.
Oh God!
Man,
it was starting as we got out.
All garrison. Yeah, I got
uniform inspections every day. What the hell? Why do I got to wear my Charlies on Fridays now? You ass.
Oh man!
Remember, were you there for the kneecap to kneecap leadership? That was all Amos, dude.
Yeah.
Amos.
Yeah.
Amos was the CO for my squadron a long time ago.
Oh really?
So that was one of the first stops he made.
So what? I'm trying to think. So, what your squad? Was it a Harrier squadron?
Nope. Fighter attack. So F-18s.
Oh, okay.
It's actually it's a famous squadron. It's VMFA 312, and there's a movie called The Great Santini. If you ever get a chance to look it up,
I'll have to look it up. That sounds familiar.
It's a really good movie, and it's about VMFA 312, an actual person in an actual event where he went down right outside, just off the land in Beaufort because he had a problem while he was up there.
Oh, damn. The Great
really
Santini?
Good movie, man. Yep. It's here. Let me look up.
Is it? Do you know if
I'm a little upset because I can't remember the lead actor.
Let me write this.
Probably.
Yeah.
And actually, there's a scene where he's in our ready room too. I did a lot
nice.
of NJPs in there.
You got a lot of NJPs or did a lot of NJPs?
Did I was the scribe for all of them. It was fucking great.
Oh,
I saw so much cool
wow.
stuff.
Wow.
Okay, Robert
yeah.
Duvall. Robert Duvall
Okay.
is Bull Meacham. And it shows a lot of the Marine life and the Marine life of, a hardcore officer in the background.
Okay. I feel like I've heard of this. I'm gonna have to check it out. I wonder if my dad's seen it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. They're called the checkerboards is what they're called. And they're always like the #1 squadron in flat hours and stuff like that in missions.
Wow. Yeah, I was in Cherry Point, or my dad was, not me. I wasn't.
Okay.
But I actually, yeah. Oh, funny thing too. So I was alive. I was in high school for 9/11, and I remember when that happened, like the base went crazy.
Oh, I bet.
I'm trying to think, like, but I don't know. When did you graduate? Were you
02?
That Oh shit, me too.
Yeah, I'm 37, so
we're not fucking doppelgangers,
yeah.
man.
I mean, you look a little different.
Yeah, maybe we're like invert, like Bizarro and Superman. Or
there you go. Yeah.
But...
Or what is it? Is it Black Adam? That guy that's the opposite of Flash or some crap like that?
Yeah, in DC
something
Comics?
Like that. Yeah.
Maybe that's what he's called. Yeah. Maybe.
When we do the next video, people will get it.
Yeah, we'll have to look it up.
But hey, that's another time, man. Who, like in the Marine Corps, just the whole race thing, it didn't exist. Like none of us gave a crap. We were all
dark green.
Yeah, we all sucked.
That's one of my favorite dark green Marines.
It's just everyone was as worthless as the next guy. That's it.
Yeah.
I wish that culture was adapted everywhere, man. It's just you're so comfortable. You don't have to worry about every damn thing you say. Oh, is this going to offend? No, if it offends them, they'll make a joke about it.
Yep. And if it offends them, a lot of times people will just keep poking at it. You're like, oh, that's your fault that your feelings.
There you go. Yep. you better get that thin skin gone.
Yeah, that's another adjustment, I guess, that I've had to make working with civilians. Is it's like, I guess first off, getting out of the Marine, like not saying fuck every other word.
Yeah, dude,
was pretty. That was an adjustment.
That's my podcast though, so.
And then,
that's where I get them out.
Yeah. So yeah, sometimes I catch myself too, and I apologize. I'm like, oh, sorry for my language, but I'm like, oh wait, I'm fucking sitting in my own house.
Yeah, man.
What I want, but
yeah, being so careful.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point too. It's like I don't know, it strips away a lot of complications, and I understand, being culturally sensitive or for people's feelings and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
important. Yeah, but also at the same time, in the Marine Corps, huge. It's always mission first.
Yes.
So it's like, all right, what's important for us to get our job done? But I feel like a lot with civilians, a lot of times people are like, well, you didn't consider my feelings. I'm like, what? I mean, I didn't need to, really? Like, do I need to do that? Like, if I'm not intentionally trying to, like oppress you or offend you or something, it's kind of like, can we move on?
Yeah, I already forgot about this.
I get both sides, but
yeah, I do see both sides, definitely. But I mean, sure, the crude humor that we're used to can't just be rampant in public, because then we would be like Britain,
right? Yeah,
those guys, they don't.
Oh, is it like that over there,
dude? I knew a couple of British people.
Or what?
They don't have time for feelings. They just say what's on their mind, and if you're offended, they don't care. So yeah, we get.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and it's a culture that has been through a whole lot of crap. We're kind of new over here, so people get their feelings hurt, and they're like, "Yeah, we saw that 300, 400, 500 years ago. What are you talking about? We saw that 1,000 years ago. You're just not catching up." But yeah, that was one thing somebody wanted me to cover, was that the push through it mentality. It works and it's good for a lot of things, but it can change you indefinitely if you get into it too much. And yet the world does need some sensitivity. So does the Marine Corps every now and then. You got to remember that they do care about you. It's not just a mission. They care about you a little bit, but they don't need to get all sappy with it.
Yeah.
That little, hey, what's up? How's it? You doing
sure.
all right? That's it. Just a little check-ins. That's all.
Yep. Yeah. Because, I mean, what the saying, I think that they say, mission first, or mission accomplishment is first and troop welfare is second. But then also, like, if you don't take care of the troops, there's not going to be anyone to do the mission. But it is also
exactly.
I don't know. For me, it's like a lot of times it's like, let's. I don't know. And this is the thing I run into. I think in personal relationships is a lot. Sometimes I'm just kind of like, all right, yeah, I get that you don't like whatever. You're having some feelings, but what does that have to do with whatever we're trying to get done? Can we do that, please?
Yeah. We don't spend time on the.
But I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Yep. Me too, man. Oof. My poor wife has dealt with a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because I was an asshole before I joined the military, so now I'm like mega.
Oh, so it just sharpened your asshole skills.
I'm a lot better at it now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I hate that. I hate it when I do it. I hate when I'm mean. I hate when I say things I don't mean. And it sucks, but sometimes the stuff flies out and I just can't control it, man.
Yeah. But I mean, that's huge to be that aware, to be able to say like, oh yeah, I didn't mean that, or to know that about yourself. So that's a huge first step. There's a lot of people that don't even do that. They just kind of flail and lash out,
and then make it their fault instead.
They're just like, they're just like, well, that's not me, that's you, or
exactly,
whatever.
Dude.
They're not even. They're like,
yeah, that's after you've been through a relationship where that's most of it, which is pretty much every young Marine. Every young Marine gets involved
every
with
single one.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's hot and she gave it up to me. Let's marry this. I need to get out of barracks. And then, surprise, that didn't turn out too friggin' well. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's just constant battles with, do you still want to be here? Is there this? Is there that? I ain't got time for that no more, man. And I don't want to lose that with her because she's the same way. So I got to take responsibility when I'm a friggin' jerk to her and tell her, look, that I didn't mean to do that. That's not me. But I was an asshole and I'm sorry. So she knows I don't mean it when I do it.
Huge. That's huge, dude.
But she can only take so much.
That's good. Yeah. Everyone, I mean, everybody has their limit. So.
Yep.
I mean, that's awesome, man. That's cool that you're able to do that. Like for me, it took a lot. I went to rehab while I was in the Marine Corps. I went to substance abuse rehabilitation program. And I ended up. So when I went, it was mostly therapy, like group therapy sessions and different things, working on cognitive behavior. Like when I went, I just figured it was going to be, alcohol education or whatever. But it ended up, it was mostly therapy. And then like AA, I did AA for like a year. And if it hadn't been for that, I would definitely, I don't think I'd be where I am now, like emotionally. Because before, like I was like therapy, I was like, that's for people with weak minds that are fucking just idiots that have to go pay somebody to validate their feelings, blah, blah, blah. Like I was against therapy completely. I thought it was bullshit. I thought it was the stupidest thing in the world. And, everyone just weak crybabies, just want someone to listen to them cry. But after going through that, it really, and also when I went, I chose to go. Like I got lucky. My command, because I guess
I had you back,
for
right?
a second on this. Yeah.
Good.
So I went. Funny thing, my buddy was the what are they? The SACO.
Yep.
The substance abuse coordinating officer. Yeah. Or whatever. Or he was the assistant SACO.
The better job than the CACO.
So I went to him. What's that? What's the
casualty
CACO?
Assistance Coordinator?
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, SACO's got an easier job, but go on.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. So basically, this is the process. So I went to him. I told him, I was like, hey, I think I want to like take some classes or something. I feel like I drink too much or something. And he was like, nah, man, I don't think he told me, he's like, nah, you're good. I think you're all right. Because I've never been in trouble. Like, I never got DUI. I never was like late to work. I never got in trouble. I did get put in a drunk tank once, but I was literally standing outside of a pub waiting for a cab. And this was in an area. It's an affluent area. So the policing they're really doing well. And they're just like, saw me standing out there hammered. And the cop walks up and he says, hey, are you drunk? And I was like, oh, yes, sir. I just came out of the bar. I'm waiting for the cab to take me home. I'm not driving because I'm drunk. And he goes, oh, you're drunk in public. We got to take you to the drunk tank.
What the hell, man?
What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Yeah,
dude,
yeah. So he puts me in handcuffs.
God.
Yeah, so he puts me in handcuffs. And my roommate comes out. And he's a dark green Marine as well. He comes out. And he's like, hey, officers, we're just waiting for the cab. I can take him home. He's my roommate. And the officer's like, oh, so you were drinking with him? And he's like, yeah, we were just drinking. I paid the tab and we're waiting for the cab. He's like, I can take him home. He's like, oh, you're drunk in public also. So they arrested him too. Kidding? Yeah, they put him in handcuffs. And then this gets even better. So we were drinking with some Air Force buddies of us, all not our color. They came out, 4 or 5 of them came out. And they're like, officers, we'll take that. We were with them. And they're like, hey, they're with you. And they're like, yeah, we were all drinking together. We'll take them back. You don't need to arrest them. And they said, go back inside. So they said, hey, go back inside.
You must have felt like you were in the Twilight Zone, dude.
Getting arrested. It was nuts. So then
you were like, it's happening to me. It's real.
No, I mean, it happens. I always hate to be like say, oh, race or whatever. So I mean, little shit like this happens all the time. But my command, they filed a complaint. Yeah. My command, when they came in, they asked, we told them the whole thing. They're like, so what were you doing? I was like, explain the whole thing. The cops, their report was the same thing. They're like, yeah, he was outside. We approached him. He said he admitted he was drunk. There's a county or whatever policy against being drunk in public. So we had to take them to the drunk tank. It's just policy. And my command filed a complaint against them because they're like, yeah, this is suspicious. But so they had our back. But so after that, I was like, but in my head, I'm thinking, I was like, this was like a super like tame incident. Like all you know what I mean? All I was doing was standing outside. They said this and that. I was like, but I don't know, it could have gone bad. Like if the cops were like, oh, you're resisting arrest or you're being combative, like it could have gone bad quickly. Yep. So I was like, all right, I feel like I don't want to be, and you know what I mean? And I wasn't misbehaving, being crazy, but I was in my head, that was like kind of clicked to me like, nah, I don't want to be drinking anymore. So then that's when I went to talk to my buddy. Long story short, I ended up, this is another thing. I want to say all Marines are alcoholics. Pretty much every single Marine.
I'm not going to deny that.
An alcoholic or drinks alcoholically. You know what I mean? So because they say like if you drink more than 2 drinks, blah blah blah, some rule. Yeah. But so when I went to because I was on a joint base, so I went to the Army program. I can't remember what they're called, but they so I went and they asked me what what I drank that day. And I went through the list of everything that I drank, which it was a lot. Like I went to dinner first. I drank a whole bottle of wine to myself. Then we went to the movies. I bought one of those little things of Jack Daniels, and I drank that in the movie. I put it in my Coke. I drank that while we're watching the movie. Then we went out downtown, and then I was drinking at the bar all night. And then I explained how many drinks. And the lady's eyes when I explained this to her, she was like, looked at me like, how are you alive?
I know those eyes,
she's
man.
Like, she's like, there's no way this is one night. There's no way you did this in one night. And I was like, yeah, I do it all the time. And she was like, yeah, you need to go to rehab. Yep. She's like diagnosed me. She's like alcohol dependent or something. I think that's the diagnosis.
But man, we are some functioning mofos on it.
Yeah. And the funny thing, like that was a lot. I'm looking back on it. I'm like, yeah, that I did drink a lot, but also almost everybody I knew, everybody drank pretty consistently. Yeah. They didn't drink during the week, every weekend, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday during the day. People were just fucking hammered all the time, especially when you live in the barracks.
Oh yeah. What else you got to do?
So it's like if Marine, yeah, it's I don't know. It's like built into the system almost. Drinking, smoking, and dipping. It's like it's just kind of like you get to the Marine Corps, they hand you alcohol and fucking nicotine.
Yeah, no,
So here you go.
they hand you
Here you
ways
go,
to
children.
yeah, they hand you ways to get rid of the pain from the day and the week that you just
Yeah.
dealt with. That's about it.
And energy drinks.
Oh God.
Energy drinks and 800 milligram.
Oof.
800 milligram ibuprofen.
That's our candy, man. It's just life.
Yeah.
Join and you live on ibuprofen for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember the shots? Dude, you remember? I'm pretty sure the reason I don't ever get sick.
Peanut butter shot?
All those. Do you remember the
peanut butter shot right in your butt?
Yep. And then have to sit down and move around and crap or whatever. Just the spectacle of that whole thing. People just need to go and watch entrance and processing and stuff as civilians just to see what happens. It's mayhem. Absolutely. The worst part of boot camp is the first 3 days. You have no idea where you're at, what you're doing.
Oh,
you realize you've made a terrible mistake.
Agree. Yeah. What did I do to myself?
They're like, oh, I got to fit all this in that bag. It's impossible. And then you realize, nope, it's possible.
Oh, while they're screaming at you that they're going to rape you and murder you, or murder you and then rape you.
Exactly. And that brings into like, that's why when shit pops off and everything's going crazy, I'm generally just standing there calm, just waiting for the next thing to happen because I'm used to just chaos and then having to do something while the chaos is happening. So that's useful, but dude, like just the sleep.
Oh, for sure.
Permanent marker on my forehead from falling asleep because of my numbers on my hand. Oh,
I remember. Yeah. Speaking of my first day at boot camp, I got there. For processing. So I went to San Diego MCRD. Mm-hmm. So they pick you up from the San Diego airport, and you get in this van, and they make you put your head down, and they drive around. It ends up because the airport is literally it touches the fucking MCRD, like
that's
the
torture,
tarmac.
dude.
One of the I think the first barracks that I lived in. It was because I remember the first night that I slept in my rack. I looked right out the window, and I'm just less than 100 yards. I'm watching planes take off, go up and down. I'm just like, oh, those lucky mother. Oh, it's like, okay, let me tell you this. So we're, I can't remember at what point. I think we're still first phase, and there's this kid. I can't remember his name, but I don't know. Our senior drill instructor, he should be like a what are those guys? The 0211? Is it 0211s? Like the dudes that interrogate people, the CI people.
Oh,
he should have been
counterintel?
one of them. Yeah, he should have been one of them because he could look at a recruit and know their fucking soul. So this kid, like, in one of the times, he just looks at him. He's like, "Hey, your mother drank when she was pregnant, didn't she?" And the kid like almost starts crying. He's like, "Yes, sir."
Oh, shit.
He's like, "Yeah, I can tell." He's like, "I can tell just by looking at you." He's like, "I've seen you before. Yeah, your mother drank when she was pregnant." And the kid like almost starts crying. So my senior, he like knows people's souls. This dude is fucking incredible. I think there's a clip of him in that boot camp movie. It's like Ears.
Oh yeah.
Snap Eyeball or whatever, that one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a clip of him in there. But so anyway, so this kid, the alcohol fetal syndrome kid, one night. So that one morning we wake up, our drill instructor, he pulls out and he's like, "Hey, where is fucking whatever the kid's name, Fetus? I'll call him Fetus." He's like, "Hey, where's Fetus at?" And no, like, "Where's Recruit Fetus? Recruit Fetus." And we're looking around, nobody knows. So he takes us out, he hazes us fucking outside in the sand, and then we come back in, and then he's just like hazing us, and then later he's like, "Where's Recruit Fetus? Recruit Fetus?" We're all looking. So eventually he comes back. What had happened was he had fire watch. I mean, everybody, you know how fire watch. They go down the racks every night, and you have to get up and you go stand at the quarter deck or whatever. For people that don't know, basically you go and stand at the front of the barracks, and you have to like log everything that happens, and you walk around and secure the area, make sure there's no fire.
And hope the drill instructors don't screw with you while you're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and just pray. Yeah, the whole time that nobody comes on deck, because then you have to like announce it, and
report
then if you fuck it up,
blah, blah, blah,
you
blah.
don't announce. Yeah, or they'll ask you the order, the what are they called? The
one of your some random general order.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
Yeah, random general order. Like, fuck, this recruit does not know. But anyway, so he's on his fire watch. So everyone's asleep except for Fetus, and he does his rounds, and then when he ends his shift, he goes back and he puts on like, so his New Balance, his Go Fasters, his New Balance sneakers, and his green the sweatshirt, and I guess he had to be wearing camo pants. I don't know what pants he wore, but either way, so he sneaks out the ladder well, the fire escape. He goes to the fence. He walks along the fence till he finds a little ditch, like a culvert that goes under. He low crawls through that fucking tunnel up onto the airport tarmac, runs across the active tarmac, gets to the fucking airport, goes inside. He gets somebody to give him, he like begs for money. He buys like, welcome to somebody in San Diego loves you, like tourist fucking shirt and pants.
I like this kid.
And then he goes in the bathroom. He goes in the bathroom and he calls his mom. I guess he called her collect or something. And then she's wiring him money to buy a plane ticket. And he goes in the bathroom and he's like washing up or hanging out or something. And a drill instructor that was on leave, coming back from leave, like walks in and looks at him, sees his shaved fucking, his egg head. And you know what I mean? Because everyone has like crazy farmer tans, and you have that tan around the top of your head.
The white wall.
And then he's wearing his, and then he's wearing his New Balance recruit sneakers, his Go Fasters running shoes. Yeah, so the drill instructor looks at him, and he's like, "You're not supposed to be here, are you?" So I guess he grabbed him, and then he told airport security, and they got him and they brought him back. So this kid almost fucking escaped. So he did do that. He looked at it and he's like, "I can make it." And he was like the weakest, fucking stupidest, biggest piece of shit in our whole platoon, and we got hazed forever after that.
Of course, yeah.
We all wanted to murder him, but he did it. He was there. He escaped. Like this kid, it was impressive.
You gotta hand it to him, man.
After that,
well, yeah,
the drill instructors were just murdered this kid every single day.
If he got pushed through,
they're making him.
No, go ahead.
He was they're like, "You're not leaving. You're staying right here." and they didn't let him. They're like, "We're not kicking you out. You think you're getting kicked out?" He's like, "No, you are staying here. We're keeping you.
You can't leave. It's not like you can be like, I don't want to do this anymore. No. Can I go home?" Nope.
What
were you saying before though?
There's no quitting.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, because describe how weak he is. So this kid Fetus, we're field daying the house, the fucking squad bay, and so they're making him like dust the wall, and he's reaching, and there's like a tube, where the electrical cords go through, those like silver tubes that are bolted to the ceiling, but it's just right out of the reach of his fingers. And he's standing on his tippy toes, just reaching. And there's a drill instructor standing behind him, just going, "Fetus, reach for it, taller, taller." And so he has to go, "Taller, sir, aye, aye, sir, taller, sir, aye, aye, sir." And he's like, grow. And he's just like, "Aye, sir, aye, sir, aye." And he's just fucking crying, just bawling his eyes out.
Oh,
so
God.
For the rest, that happened in phase 1 when he tried to escape. So for the next, 2 months, he just got murdered every single day.
Yeah.
Oh man. I wonder what happened.
Did he graduate?
He graduated, yeah.
I don't think he had a good time in the fleet, man. I got bad feelings.
This kid, I don't know. But I can't remember what his MOS was either. And this when I went in, so I came in September of 2007. So it was right right before the new fiscal year. So it was when they're trying to, I guess, meet their quotas. Everyone in my platoon
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Waiver. Everyone was a waiver for something. ASVAB waiver. I had tattoo waivers because that was when it was coming out, the tattoo things. But ASVAB
I had a bunch,
waivers.
Dude.
What other kind of like criminal background waivers? Like I had a dude.
You're explaining me besides the ASVAB part.
Well, no. Some of the dudes, they could not speak English, and they were born in America. Like not like immigrant family can't speak it. Like they're from the backwoods of some place. This one kid,
what?
He was huge. He was. It's probably not polite to use this term, but this kid was a mongoloid. Like he was just like a big corn-fed country dude, and he was like, he was like, he talked like that.
Oh, dude,
like he could not make it. I don't. His recruiter should be shot right in the face.
I guarantee the drill instructors called his recruiter.
Oh, he ended up graduating. He was a cook when they still had that MOS, if they still have it. But that was what he was. Whatever he was supposed to be a cook or whatever.
Open contract life
dudes or whatever. Yeah, there's a couple open contract dudes. I was like, you idiots! Why would you do that? I just really wanted to be a Marine. I was like, you're a recruiter. Fuck you.
Yeah, I didn't want to be admin, that's for sure. But I had a lot going against me, so I took what I could get.
Wait, were you open contract? Or
hell no.
No,
I took admin.
Oh, okay.
What's funny is
I was like, shit, I'm just talking shit about it, and you.
No, don't worry about it. I'm good. You can call me Fetus too. I don't care. But that was a perfect name for that kid, by the way.
Oh man,
not what the hell.
He looked like a fetus too.
Yeah, they always got one. Luckily, we didn't end up with someone that could not speak English that should have been able to. I think we had a couple of dum-dums, but nothing like that. Dang, we had a pretty decent, actually. So I don't know what I was talking about before. That one's gone. But our senior,
I don't. He
was in the fitness big time. Like the dude did like 1 million pull-ups. It was crazy. So he started getting people to have protein bars sent to them, and everyone that got a box sent to him,
we could take them
every night. He would pass. Everybody got one protein bar before they racked out. And
what?
Yeah, dude, we were monsters. We were PT studs.
What the?
Yeah, he knew.
Wow.
We were on our. He was serious.
Oh,
man.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. We let's see. We had 2 bodybuilders. One was a New York cop before he joined. His name was Brady. He was a big sumbitch. And of course, he always got in trouble because he had peanut butter packets in his rack all the time. He's trying to keep his gains in boot camp, man. But he was older. So he's matured, and me and him pretty much stayed under the radar because we're older. We can see the stuff going on and we don't want to be a part of it. I know what I got to do, put my head down, get through this and get to the fleet. Right. Well, we also had our guide was Stonich, and Stonich was an actual bodybuilder. That dude was huge. Dude, they made him for Easter, right? Because I think it was around March or something like that when I was done. They gave him a milk crate, balled up a lot of like paper and tape, made little balls, and gave him bunny ears and made that big bastard go around and say Happy Easter and give us an egg. Like they broke him down, man. But dude was awesome. He went on to be a great guy. Everybody did. Boot camp makes you better. Can't.
Yeah.
But you were talking about the waivers, man. I had all of them. I was the kid that the judge says you need to join the military or it's going to go backwards. And
I remember. I think you did say that. You've talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was Judge Platzer, man. I saw her so much. And then one day she's like, you know what? I know your name and I know your friends' names now who you hang out with. And this isn't looking good to you. Why don't you join the military? I don't want to see you in here again. So, I started doing it. But yeah, it was a long journey, man.
I guess it worked out.
Yeah.
Man, that's I've heard of that, but I don't know if I think you're the first person I've talked to that. Because I remember it used to, I think big, like especially like around Vietnam time and stuff. I heard people about that, but I didn't know. That they were still kind of doing that.
No, it wasn't. No, not like the judge made an order that I join the military. She just said, you need to look into joining the military because you're going to end up in prison eventually. So it wasn't a mandate.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I don't think they can do that now, but she
just
definitely
a strong
voiced it.
Suggestion. Yeah.
Yeah, and I took it because, man, we were headed in a bad road. Pretty much all those guys I rolled with besides one are either in prison, have been to prison, dead. Only one of them has actually cleaned up and made it good. But it was part of my growing up and learning things. So I had to do what I had to do to get in. Sure. And it was, I had to meet with the region's CO for the recruiting area, which was Detroit. So they had to sit me down with the CEO and I had to have an interview by the CEO for the whole recruiting region. Because I was that fucking flagged with all the waivers I had. He's like, make me believe that you're actually going to function in the military with as much as you hate, because I had resisting and obstructing charges and stuff, and that's, you know,
Oh wow.
you don't like authority. So their
Right,
thing
right,
was,
yeah.
what? This is all about authority. How are you going to function, dude? So I knew what I was in for. It was not going to be easy, and I made the best of it. And now, thankfully, I'm not a piece of shit.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, that's good. I mean, I think I would say most of the people that, I don't know, people with troubled pasts or whatever kind of do well in the Marine Corps for some reason also.
If they clean up,
I mean,
if they realize,
yeah. If they can get on board, I mean, and obviously, like you did, you embraced it, and
yeah,
I feel like everybody, you had some good, you had some bad, so.
Oh, of course. When their thing was, basically their goal is to return, all their recruits to public as better citizens. That's basically what they do. That's their mission for the Marine, is to make them a better person to go back into society.
For sure. Oh yeah, yeah.
And they do it as long as you don't fight it too much. They do it.
Yeah. Oh no.
Every time you do that, I think a kid got loose or something. You're trying to run after him.
No, I thought I turned off the screen thing, but it just shuts off for some reason.
Oh.
But no, yeah, man. I wonder what happened to Fetus. There's a couple of people from my platoon that I wonder how they turned out. But
that's how I started the podcast, actually. Interesting.
Did you look up people?
Yep. I won't say his name because I don't know if he'd appreciate that, but he did say I could use the experience in a podcast. But yeah, I talked about it in one of my episodes. I was really in a dark period, with the COVID, and I just, no motivation. I didn't know what the hell to do. The job didn't have to work. So I'm just sitting here like, well, what do I do next? And then with that boredom comes all the dark thoughts, and you go, into that part of your brain that is in a good place. You know what I'm talking about? That eventually you need to crawl out of and make life again. Yeah. So I was there, and I looked up this guy that I knew because he was Canadian, and he grew up, right by where I did. So we kind of connected in boot camp.
Oh, cool.
And he was, my battle buddy, all that crap. But I knew he was in 03, and he went off and he got blown up a lot. Like, he had seen some bad stuff.
Oh, no.
So I was worried about him because I knew he was a thug when he was growing up. But he was trying to clean his life up, join the Marine Corps. Same story. He's good now. I found him. He's in Maine. He's loving life. And he was just like, I rekindled. I said, hey, man, I've been looking for you. How you doing? And he told me everything. And he's like, basically, stop being a bitch, man. Do something. You cut it out. Because I was like, oh, man, now hearing you talk, it's horrible. Why am I even worried about this? And he's like, it's relative, dude. The stuff I went through felt the same for me as the bad stuff you went through is. It's, until you hear someone else say their story, it feels the same. So basically, that's one message. So the ones that didn't deploy or the ones that didn't get to do what they wanted to do, don't worry about it. It's fine. Just, because every grunt that I talk to and I say, I wish I could have done that, they're always like, no, you don't. You don't want that. It's terrible. We don't do cool things. We just clean our weapons and get yelled at. It's lame.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I got started with the podcast. I'm like, well, okay, then I guess I'll go click record.
Oh, that's cool. Now that you mentioned, I do remember you mentioning that, and there's a lot of cool things that I like about what you said. Like, cool that you were able to get back up with them, and then also kind of that attitude of, like we talked about earlier, of kind of, he's just like, yeah, man, just fucking get out there and do it. Just, what do you need to get done and do it?
Yep.
So that sometimes I'm a person that kind of needs people to say that sometimes, and I appreciate candor and straightforward people, and it's really cool to hear that you were able to do that. And then also, like I said, I don't even, however it is that I stumbled upon your podcast and your Instagram, that's really kind of the thing that stuck out to me is, one, you also have a great radio voice, I feel like.
Well, thank you. I hate hearing my voice.
Yeah. It's when I hear mine, I can't stand it. But no, you have, I don't know, it's smooth, you're articulate, and I don't know, there's a like a resonance to your voice. I don't know. Yeah, it's good radio to me. It sounds like you could be, I don't know, or even doing like voice acting maybe. But
Thank you. I appreciate that.
damn, what was the point of me saying that?
I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
sure.
no problem. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what stuck out to me was all those things that I said, and then also that I can relate to a lot of the things that you were talking about, and it was kind of like even though we've never met, this is the first time we've ever talked.
Mhm.
It kind of it, how do I say it? Like you felt from kind of like I knew. It felt like you could be somebody that I knew. You
Brother
it's just
from
like
another mother.
exactly.
We'll just...
Yeah, it's like we could have been
that's how you
stationed
explain it,
together
I
at some
guess.
point. I feel how it feels like. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I know it's cool.
That's
I
a
mean,
large...
Yeah, go ahead.
That the community, that's most of the community is people that you can meet in the street and, oh, you're a Marine, or you can just look at them and be like, yep, that was a Marine. And you can
Yeah,
start talking to them and you will find common ground somewhere. It doesn't matter if they were a shitbag or not, you'll find common ground. It's pretty
yeah.
cool.
Agreed. Yeah, vets. It's an interesting group of people we are.
Yeah. We've come a long way though as Marines. We had a rough time. Besides almost every president trying to get rid of the Marine Corps, there's
Yeah.
also we've been shooting ourselves in the foot by doing stuff like throwing puppies off cliffs and peeing on dead bodies. Like, come on, guys, put the camera away. But the Marine Corps has been out of the media for a long time. Like, I think the last thing that happened was the urination incident, and that's it.
Yeah.
But for a while, the media was doing whatever they could to make, we were the pit bulls. We're the bad breed. So anything that was negative, they were throwing out there.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the last huge, big scandal or whatever, the big thing that was a problem. But
the nudes, the nude scandal. That's right. That was the last one.
A nude scandal?
Yeah, everyone was sending around nudes, and then it ended up getting out. NCIS got involved, and that was bad.
Yeah.
It was right when I got out.
Yeah. Excuse me. I think it was like military.com, some kind of updates, like an email, like, and then have little headlines, Marine news or something. I think, I remember seeing that.
And then, of course, there was the one, that you mentioned earlier, where the Marine killed,
murdering the lady boy.
Yeah. But that did not get nearly sensationalized like the other, bigger events did. It just was there and then it went away. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
We must have a good media team.
It's something, or maybe, I don't know, a lot of other crazier stuff is happening, or I don't know. It seems like every place that there are Marine bases too, there's kind of I don't know, there's a interesting relationship between the community and then the Marines.
Well, yeah, that's because everywhere there's a base, there has to be new strip clubs,
tattoo parlor, and then like predatory lending rate.
Oh God,
fucking car salesman.
Oh, for the low interest rate of everything we can possibly charge you.
Yeah.
And you probably had that too, where if you're going to go buy a car, you had to bring your NCO with you or something like that. Or you've heard of that.
Yeah. That yeah, I think it was. But I joined I think I turned 24 during MCT combat training.
Yep, I was 24 when I joined.
So right after boot camp. And then so I already had a vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Because I lived like I was already sort of an adult.
Yeah.
So I guess I got lucky in that way. So otherwise I didn't have to worry about. I didn't get the underage drinking NJP, and then I didn't have to worry about buying a vehicle and stuff.
That was probably our biggest benefits when we joined late.
Yeah, being 21, because everyone, almost everyone got NJP'd or a page 11, or got some kind of what do you call that? Punitive type of punishment or something for drinking underage, and yeah, I dodged that one only because I was of age.
Exactly, I would have been hit immediately.
Yeah, man, the people that join the Marine Corps when they're 18. I don't know how because it's like how many however many years before they even can.
Well, if you end up on a
Get away with
deployment
drinking.
like we got, the drinking age in France, I believe, is 18. I think it was France. Yes. So
okay.
what they did was anyone that was 18 and not 21 yet could go down to the pier. They couldn't go out in town, but they could go down to the pier where it's closed off and there's security and drink. You just, once you drank, you could not leave. That was fun to watch. There was, oh God, there's so much puke everywhere. It's just unbelievable.
So it's just like a corral, like a little pen of drunk 18-year-olds.
Yep. And
on the pier.
We stood there for a little bit and then we're like, nope, we're going out in town. This is not our scene. I'm not cleaning this up.
Yeah.
We ended up, everything is so predatory over there in ports too. You ever heard of a buy me drinky bar? Or American bar or something like that?
Yep.
So for those that don't,
buy me drinky. Buy me drinky girls. Yeah.
Dude, so you go over there and a regular beer
company.
Exactly. Beer is like €3, we'll say. I don't know what it is, but you go to a buy me drinky bar, a very attractive girl will walk up to you and ask you to buy her a drink and sit out and hang out with you. What you don't know is that at the end, that drink is about €50. So then I said to brief all our little boots not to do that. Well, we did first, and we weren't even allowed in those buy me drinky bars. So the first thing we did was go into a buy me drinky bar, and all my friends were also older because I was older. So sergeants, stuff like that. Well, our one buddy knew what we were in for. So he got this, the girl came over and started talking to us, and he was like trying to convince her that he was a plastic surgeon, and he did it. So we got to see this lady's jugs for free because our friend was very clever. And then we saw Shore Patrol pop their head in and we just ran out.
Oh, Shore Patrol.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, those are the ones that kicked me out of Greece, man.
So yeah, it's funny that the whole buy me drinking girl thing. So that's kind of, I think I told you before, like I go by Kobe, like my buddies call me Kobe. So that's kind of how it started was, so whenever we'd go overseas and we'd end up in town, we all used pseudonyms. We all used fake names. And for me, so I started going by Kobe because for some reason, every foreign country I've been in, whenever I say, they're like, oh, what's your name? When I say, oh, Kobe, everyone goes, oh, Kobe Bryant. And then they mime that they're shooting a basketball every time. And then after that, they treat me like they think I'm related to Kobe Bryant or something. So
spoiler
after
alert.
that, everywhere, because we
spoiler alert, Kobe's dead.
Well,
so.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess now I'm the only one, but there can only be one. But
just don't get in a helicopter, bro.
Sorry, man. Yeah. Oh man, did you ever do the helo dunker? The helo training?
I never got to, but man, did I want to.
Oh,
I did the heat training.
Oh, that's what it's
the less fun version of that.
Yeah, I was trying to explain.
You were talking about the rollover thing.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was called. Heat training. That's right. That's what it is.
Yeah,
where you're like
flak and a
simulate MRAP,
lots of bruises
rolling over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
they just beat the shit out of us whenever they had the chance.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, there's so many things like that where it's like looking back, like this. Mm-hmm. We did not do things the smart way. I don't think so.
we did it the way things had to be done quickly, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but a lot of the things I got to do, you wouldn't have gotten to do as a civilian. Like
for sure.
I told you I went on emergency leave. I got launched off the catapult because I had to go longer than a kilo could carry the ship. Me. Yeah, so I got launched off the catapult.
What did that feel like?
I landed in Oman. Oh, dude, it was awesome. So my XO, who was a fighter pilot, was sitting next to me because he had some stuff to do too, and he's got his iPod headphones in. He's not even worried about it because it's what he does for a living. But they brief us. We get our horse collar on, which is a crude little inflatable thing if you hit the water. And then they brief you. You're going to feel about 5 seconds of pull. So you got to cross your hands and grab onto your seatbelt and hold on for about 5 seconds because that's how long the pull is going to be. They didn't tell me about the clearing turn. So I hold through the pull and I'm like, sweet, this is an awesome feeling. Like I've never felt anything like this in my life. I'm on a catapult in the carrier. And then the pull stops, right? So I let go. I'm like, sweet, we're calm now. And then he makes the clearing turn, which is a very heavily banked turn at a decent speed. So all my blood is going down from my brain. It's starting to go to pinholes. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know about this.
Oh.
And I glance over and my XO was just still bobbing his head on the iPod, like not even caring. I was not ready for that. But no, that was cool as hell. I suggest anyone do it if you get the chance.
Yeah. Next time you're on the show.
Hell yeah.
Man, that's cool. Yeah. I never did that. That sounds pretty exciting. Like a badass carnival ride.
It sure was. Sure was. Landing in Oman was weird because we got off and it's a weird airbase. It's in the middle of nowhere. So I get off onto the tarmac or concrete and then there's nothing. There's a couple of buildings and then sand everywhere. Like, why do we exist here? I don't know. Must be something.
So is an American flight line or airstrip?
Yeah, it's joint. So I went from there.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
From there, we fueled up the COD, which is what they call the plane. And then we went off and landed in Kuwait. And then we took the big plane from Kuwait for 14 excruciating hours.
Oh. Were you in like a cargo plane or did you fly civilian?
The COD is a cargo plane. They use that to get personnel on and off the ship quickly along with mail and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So that's what we were on. And then in Kuwait, we went to the international airport and got on a 777 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
That's probably the scariest part of my friggin' time in the military because it was just me and two other.
Was that flight?
Well, being in the airport, because I know I'm in Kuwait, I really got nothing to friggin' worry about. But it's the first time being there, and I'm surrounded by everyone that's, Middle Eastern and speaking languages that seem a little dangerous at the time. I don't know what to think, but I'm in an airport, so I'm cool. And then all of a sudden, this kid comes out, he just makes a beeline right for me. I'm like, oh, this is how it ends, son of a bitch. And he walks up and he hands me this pamphlet in Arabic that I can't read, but it's for a water park. And he says some things to me. And I'm like, is this got anthrax on it? I don't know. But it was a little scary. That's the scariest I got. But also, it was great because I got my stuff turned and treated like a tourist when I came back. So I had to cross over in Kuwait again. And when I came back, they flipped all my stuff. They treated me like you would think, like I was a terrorist. They held me in the back, dumped all my stuff out of my sea bag, searched everything I had, and then just walked off. I was like, thanks, guys. This is how it feels. Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Yep. No, that was interesting.
Dang.
Good time. And I couldn't take pictures either. I was in the airport trying to take pictures of stuff. They're like, no, you can't take pictures of anything. I guess it's illegal there. I don't know.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I guess an American Air Force you can take, but yeah, I guess I don't know. Were you the only one? I don't know. Maybe it's just
there was only three of us. There was only 3 Americans in the place.
Oh,
and we were all boots.
Oh wow, okay. Everybody's watching.
Yeah. We were a great minority at that point. But no, the flight really sucked because you see on those big planes, you get a nice TV and stuff. And they're, the longer the flight, the better the accoutrements you get, I guess. But me being who I was, I took the exit aisle because, I'm going to be a hero or whatever. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Whatever. I didn't know. See, because the exit aisle doesn't have a TV. There's nothing in front of it.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So I spent that whole flight forcing myself to sleep. And then when I got off, I looked at my armrest and pulled it up, and there's a fucking TV on my armrest that I could have watched the whole time. Yeah, I hated myself a little bit for that.
But I guess you had
plus
good
every
legroom,
announcement.
right?
Oh yeah, every announcement though was English and then very quiet Arabic right after. So it was odd. Because you hear, please fasten your seatbelts, and then for like 15 seconds too long. Like, how does that translate? I only know Yalla and Imshi. That's all they taught us.
Yeah.
Oh, did you have to do? So you were the intel. Did you have to do the questions where you write down quiz questions if you're ever captured and they have to come rescue you, and you're supposed to give those answers back. So when you get a clearance.
Maybe. I don't remember.
What was your MOS? Because were you crypto lingo or something?
Yeah.
Nerds.
Yeah.
Bunch of nerds.
Yeah. Big time nerds, man. Like yeah. Yeah. There's so many, the level of nerdiness is, I can't even I can describe it this way.
Okay.
At my last duty station, so it was a joint base, because all the services, but there was a Quidditch team. That's how nerdy.
What?
Like from Harry Potter. Yeah. And I found out we were at formation, and one of the kids came out and made an announcement. He's like, "Yeah, we're holding tryouts for the Marine Corps Quidditch team," and I was so furious.
Did you call him a quaffle and walk away?
I was like, how is this allowed? No. But I was just like, I can't deal with this.
Hey man, we need those nerds in that area though, because that's a very important job, dude.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's very, yeah. So a lot of the stuff, before that duty station, it's when I was in Hawaii. So I was at a battalion. We did a lot of greenside stuff. We actually did deployments and stuff. So coming from there, like, we all felt we were just looked down on everyone else that were just like regular analysts. We're just, you fucking pokes. You know what I mean? Like, we're
I hear you.
fucking
I hear you, man.
Pokes, but we looked down on them and we're like, you fucking analyst pokes. And So when I came to that duty station, I was looking around. I was like, I cannot believe these are Marines. This is ridiculous. But at the same time, these people were fucking geniuses. Like, the stuff that they could do, like, incredible. Like, so the people that get out and then they get like crazy good jobs and stuff. But
exactly.
So, I mean, I wouldn't hang out with them, but I appreciate the work that they do.
That was like me in contracting too. They're contracting specialists are the nerds of supply, basically, because they're the ones that negotiate the contracts between the vendors and suppliers for the services and goods that units need. So, before it goes to SIF or whatever, we have to buy it.
Right.
So we're basically just.
Yeah, I'm sure that translates well to like civilian.
Big time, man.
After they get out.
That was my first job. Was contract manager when I got out.
So you're cool. You're able to transition right into.
Yeah. And if you stay in, you get your bachelor's, you do what you're supposed to, you get your qualifications, you can immediately get out and make six figures as a GS in the same job, guaranteed.
Nice.
But I got bored with it, man. Like a lot of things. It was super fun.
Yeah.
Because you got to be investigative. You got to figure out all through these thousands of pages of regulations, which ones apply based on, the cost, price, whatever, where you're at, what you're getting. So you get to dive into it really deep. But one of the big reasons I lat moved there was to deploy more, because they are contingency. So they're supposed to be out there doing stuff. And then everything drew down and we weren't going anywhere. I was like, this sucks, man.
Yeah.
So I lost interest like a jerk, probably turned into a shitbag, and then luckily moved on to something greater, which was motorcycle safety. But I got as much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got as much information as I could in the contracting community, because that is useful information to have, to be that observant of every little period. It's good stuff.
Right. So the motorcycle safety, was that like a billet that you had?
Yep. Or so it's the Fleet Assistance Program. It's a FAP. And I was
okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So where they send all the shit bags is to S4, right? The ones with legal problems or med holds, they usually just send them to S4 and they become chaff and to do whatever the hell they want with. Well, they sent me to S4. And that was actually the end. But before that, no, wait a minute. Let me think. Yep. So
this was when you were waiting for your med board?
Exactly. This is my last year.
Okay.
And so I'm sitting in S4, I got the rest of my little shit bags that we got to go around and, paint things or fix things, stuff like that. And then I guess one of my Lance Corporals wanted to ride a motorcycle. So I got to take this course. And she knew that I rode and raced motorcycles. So I took her to the safety office and walked her in. I said, this girl wants to get a bike, and I need her, to show that she can actually handle a motorcycle because she's my Marine, and I don't want to friggin' lose her to this dumb shit. So he asked me, he's like, well, what are your qualifications? I'm like, well, I say I race, I got this. He's like, why don't you teach this stuff? And then from there, he found out where my command was as a civilian.
Oh, wow.
And they yanked me out to go work for him. So that's how they just gave me a little orders, fleet assistance program. And dude, that was the greatest part of my Marine Corps career, was that little bit, motorcycle safety.
Wow, that's cool. That's that's pretty crazy. A little like golden nugget you got to slide right into.
Dude, yeah. So, and I also did the gym duty too. So for those that don't know, if you're in the FAP program and you get FAP'd to a gym, usually you're not a shitbag. That's what they reward people with, is to go work at the gym and chill. You can lift. You don't have to report in every day, blah, blah, blah. So I did that too for a little bit. But mostly when it got to the motorcycle part, then I felt I was actually making an impact. I was changing people. I was keeping these young Marines that are idiots and likely going to go die alive a little bit longer. Because the reason they care about it so much is because if you look at the statistics, we lose way more armed, active duty service members to motorcycle accidents than combat. Always. It's always been that way. And it's dumb. That's the government spent millions of dollars on you and you're just going to go waste it on a motorcycle and die. It doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
You don't have to die. You can learn how to ride it without dying.
Yeah. Oh man.
But I just, while I was in the motorcycle safety part, I got to see all the reports that come in. So all the casualty reports for motorcycle accidents we got to see. So I saw them all.
Oh, damn. That's
every single one. When I read through, I can pick out exactly what they did wrong.
Man, well, hopefully whenever you left they got someone that was able to fill in after that.
Well, I don't think they did, but not someone that actually cared like I did, to be honest, except there's 2 civilians that run the office. So those guys do care tremendously. I'm still friends with them.
Oh, good. Well, that's good. Good for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's a very passionate group of people. They get very upset when you, I guess they're passionate about what they do, which is keeping Marines alive, sailors alive, active duty alive.
Yeah. It's a good thing to be passionate about.
Dude, yeah. Plus, I got to teach on Coronado, man. You want to talk about beautiful? Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is. So
I was supposed to go out there, but
beautiful, man. And every time I rode out there, I had to ride over the bridge, that went over the ocean, and I got to see the USS Midway and stuff. It was cool. I saw a lot of awesome stuff in motorcycle safety days. It was cool.
Damn. So do you, I get you said you still keep in touch with them, and I met you still ride and whatnot today.
No, that's another podcast in itself, actually. I was a contract manager here in Pennsylvania for the program. And I learned while I was looking around at things going on that the mission of the company was not what I thought it was, what they portray. They became more interested in making a buck and how they were going to do it rather than training riders the correct way. So eventually I had enough of it and they didn't listen to me. They didn't change anything. So I said, you know what? You're doing this on your own. I'm out. Bye-bye. So a lot of people hate me for that, but there's a few people that know why I did it.
Right.
I mean, that shit made waves from coast to coast. I was being talked about, East Coast all the way to Cali. Yeah, dude. And in Canada.
Oh, wait. So this is this your motorcycle episode you talk about?
I don't get into that. Okay. I try to keep that because that's the legal stuff that I can't get into. There's a bunch of NDAs and but that's where I learned that bureaucracy is fuck bureaucracy. Fuck it. There.
Yeah.
You can bleep it if you want.
Yeah. No. I don't edit, so I don't censor.
It's a progress killer, man. It kills the progress of everything. Anything good that could happen gets stopped.
Yeah. Yep. Red tape.
Mm-hmm. But you know what doesn't get stopped? Podcasts. It's so awesome that we can just not be censored at all and just throw whatever the hell we want to the public and they can listen to it. like
Yeah.
iTunes denied me. I went to, because you got to promote or what is it? Push your RSS feed to different places. And I went to
Right. Yeah.
I went to Apple, and it was under review for like a week.
iTunes denied it.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, we cannot accept your podcast. But I was like, what? I screenshotted the email and put it up on my page.
Did they say why?
No, they don't say why.
Huh.
Yeah, so it probably didn't. Because I mean, there's nothing copyrighted in my stuff, so it was odd. But if I'm gonna if I'm gonna get turned down by somebody, I want it to be Apple.
Yeah. Because I did the same. Whenever I did my first episode, I pushed the art through iTunes, and I'm pretty sure I say fuck a lot, and I don't know what I talk about, so I don't know how they approve it, if someone like actually listens to it, or
they must, because I think someone listened to my healthy bullying episode, and the word I say in the beginning, they probably heard that and they're like, oh no, this can't go on iTunes. Oh no. Because a couple of those words, the general public is still not okay with, and I don't think ever will be.
Huh. Yeah, maybe. I also heard there's something about, like, as long as you don't do something offensive in the first 5 minutes, there's something like that. Like, as long as you don't like do or say something offensive in the first 5 minutes, then you're good. I think maybe that's YouTube. I'm not sure. That's just something that I think I heard. So
I'm definitely out.
Useless. Everything I just said. So no, but
I'm offensive in the first 10 seconds, man.
Yeah, I think, isn't that like part of your tagline is
it's
something
offensive
about being offensive?
It's probably fucking funny.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's it.
It's abrasive, it's offensive.
Maybe they heard that and they're like, oh, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, I mean, it's usually my wife has to preface my meeting anyone with, he seems like an asshole, but he's not. Give him a chance. Because the way I look and walk around, I just look like I'm fucking angry all the time. I generally am, but even when I'm happy, I still look angry.
Yeah. I get that too. You have the resting bitch face? Is that what they call it?
Yeah,
are we allowed to say that?
I guess. Resting dick face. Yeah. Yeah, I got that a lot. Yeah. But I mean, that just comes from, a lot of where I was brought up, the things I did when I was younger. I'm stoic. Stoicism works best. Yeah,
I'm a fan. Actually, damn, I wish I remembered the name of the book. I don't have it. But there's I don't know. It's the Stoic something. I'll have to look it up. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the name. But it has like, basically it's the Daily Stoic. That's what it's called.
Oh.
So it has like every day of the year, like, so it's like January 1st, and then it'll have like a little blurb from like Marcus Aurelius, and then it'll talk about what that means. So I try to read that every night before I go to bed, and it's like one page, so it's like a 5-minute reading thing. Mm-hmm. But it's pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff in there. It's called the Daily Stoic, so there's a lot of terms. It talks about different things, like how you shouldn't make a big deal about little things, and how it's all Stoic sayings and stuff. But it's interesting.
Oh, I need to get that
sort of thing. Check it out.
I will be.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the author, but it's called the Daily Stoic.
Yeah, because that's my biggest. It's my Achilles heel, I guess. Yeah, the little things, dude. I will fly off about the smallest thing. I hate it.
Yeah,
stupid. Like somebody doesn't use your blinker, and I'm losing my mind.
Oh, yeah, that's that other song you made. I can't remember the name of it, but at the end you're like, use your fucking turn signal.
Yeah, it's called Use Your Turn Signal, I think. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Yeah.
But
when I was listening to it, I was cracking up at the end. I was like, oh man, I feel like I can picture exactly where the inspiration for this came from.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I had made the song, and I'm like, oh, you know, it sounds like this big political build-up statement I'm about to make, and I really don't feel like doing that. So I'm like, how can I finish this off? Oh yeah, I'll just use your fucking turn signal at the end.
No, it was good. I liked it. It cracked me up. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny, but I did.
It was.
At the end, I would laugh. It reminded me of man, I can't remember the name. There was like this old song, or maybe
You're not talking about
I don't know if it was
sunscreen, are
late
you?
'90s or early. Yeah.
Use
It's
your
like this
sunscreen.
speech
Wear
to a
sunscreen.
yeah, it's like graduating class of
Yep,
1999.
exactly.
Then he goes through and says all this advice. Yeah, it
That is
reminded
what
me
I
of
was
that.
going for, dude. You nailed it. That's where I pulled it from.
Yeah, look at that. Woo.
That's cool.
Yeah, well, you nailed it then, because that's exactly what I thought of when I heard it.
Good. And then with the Dre
Sunscreen,
in
that's the name of
Tokyo.
it.
Yeah, I think it's just called sunscreen. But the
Cool.
Dre in Tokyo thing was, you know, I like Dr. Dre's beats, man. They're clean, they're simple, but they're so powerful for some reason.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to make one like that. And then I started playing with this weird instrument, and it made a cool noise, and then it turned into Tokyo.
No, I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna figure out a way to incorporate it in, because I think that's what I was saying at the very beginning, talking about HoogkInBan, because it's Korean, it's Romanized Korean. So
That's cool.
I like the little ching chongy. I don't know if that's racist to say.
Let me
the little chopsticky sound.
That is too, though, man.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm half Filipino. I think I'm allowed to say.
Yeah,
it,
so
so.
you're good. It's on your side.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm wearing a ramen shirt. I'm allowed to say it.
There you go. Well, I mean, you can use it. Oh, I wanted to mention you sent me a request on Instagram, right? It sat there for a long time because I'm like, is this a scammer? Because I saw your name and then it had the Korean next to it. I'm like, whoa, I get a lot of these things. I don't know if I trust this. And then when you sent me the message, I was like, oh, he's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I associate, you know, Korean when I see Korean writing, or I guess what would you call it? Script? I don't know, something. I always equate it to, you ever see those little signs on the side of the road that are just in Korean in weird places, and it's for like a small Korean church in the middle of nowhere?
Oh yeah.
Those signs always weird me out, man. Because it's like in the middle of like Pennsylvania.
I guess I'm desensitized to it, I guess. Yeah. No, Koreans are super Christian for some reason. They love Jesus.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They really love. So there's Korean churches everywhere. They love Jesus for some reason. I think because they're really shame-based kind of society. They love hierarchy and they love shame, and that kind of works.
It certainly would make them feel better.
Christianity really well. Yeah, and they also like to uplift and positive things. I feel like I'm shitting on Christianity, but that's not what I'm trying to do.
Oh no, of course not. Unless you live in North Korea, that's different.
Oh, they're not Christian. Definitely, they don't like Jesus at all.
Kim Jong is God.
Oh, have you seen the movie the interview?
The interview? Hell yeah, I have, like 3 times.
It's so they nail so many things. Like I really appreciate it, because as someone that studied Korean for a long time, and I can tell you, they nailed like the fucking North Korean satire so well. Like it's good. Like the part where they're like
to America, kill them all.
It's, and the funny, they did in their like their news, their songs, their propaganda. It's always they tell like the imperial, the American Imperials are the evil, and it's so spot on. Like North Korea is crazy. I've been to the Panmunjom, to the I'll tell this real quick. So I almost vomited in front of North Koreans because we had gone out the night before. We got hammered, and then we went to Panmunjom, at the DMZ, the little blue buildings where you go, and the DMZ, the 38th parallel is right there. So you can go inside and you can stand in North and South Korea at the same time. And the North Koreans are on their side, and they stand there and they watch with their binoculars and look at you. And the South Korean soldiers are on the other side, and they stand there and they're like super, like they're like the Buckingham Palace guys that they don't move. They just stand there and they don't move.
Maybe they're cardboard. Who knows?
Oh, they're real, because they move around. But The North Korean ones, I wouldn't be surprised if they had cardboard dudes over there, because like
Right?
a lot of their buildings is just the front, and then the back
Exactly.
is all fake.
Oh,
But
yeah.
so I get there and I'm standing there and I'm hungover as fuck, and I'm just forcing when you get that it's like you get the stomach cramp that you're gonna puke. You get a stomach cramp, and then you get that real weird
Warm
sour
water.
taste in your mouth that goes.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm
the
in
bile.
there, yeah, and I'm just like, and I can just feel it. And I'm
It's
just like,
coming.
oh, it's coming. I'm just forcing it. And and I'm looking around. We get off the bus and we walk in there, and I'm looking around. I'm like, there's no bathroom. There's no trash cans. I was like, what? If I have to puke, what am I gonna do? Because they take you like in a file and they walk you around, because it's a really tense area.
Oh, I
It's
can
like, because
imagine.
they're at an armistice. It's like,
Yeah.
if the war starts, this is where it's gonna happen. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
super tense. And so I'm standing there, and we're walking around, and I'm like forcing this puke down. And then all of a sudden I'm standing, and one of my buddies, he's in front of me. He goes to turn around to say something, and I just go, and I throw up in my mouth, just full cheeks, like that, full. A little bit goes, squirts out on my lip like that. And the dude, he turns around and he goes, and I see him go like this to say, he's like, hey. And then he just looks and he sees my mouth. And he's like, and he just turns around. He's like, I want nothing to do with this. He just turns around. So I'm standing there with puke in my mouth, and I'm looking. I see the fucking South Korean, the North Koreans, and I'm like, this is gonna be a fucking international incident. I'm gonna puke all over the fucking border between North and South Korea. And I'm just like, nope. And I power through, and I just go, and I fucking swallow it back down. I just pour that. And I just swallow, and I'm like, no, not today, not me.
Been there, man.
I'm not going to be the safety brief.
That's a fucking ream right there. Avoiding international incidents by swallowing his own vomit.
And the weird thing is, after I did that, I was good. My stomach, after that, I felt fine. Because I think my body was like, we got to get this out. And they
just
got
tricked
it out, and then I went back down. I was just like, rerouted it. And then after that, I was good.
Then your body was like, oh, this is food now. Okay.
It's like, oh yeah, thank God. But yeah, that was so close. Oh man, almost puked in fucking North Korean. So
that's an interesting story, dude. I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah, and luckily you didn't, because I swallowed all my puke. So
like I said, man, that's why they call us crayon eaters sometime, right?
Yeah.
We can't help but get ourselves in dumb situations.
Yeah, and we get out too somehow. Sometimes, it's
because we're able to roll with the punches, man.
But yeah, oh yeah,
it was about Korean and the language or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you said you messaged, and then you saw the Korean on there.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna this episode is gonna be called Tangent Wrangling. It just mean you wrangling our tangents.
We probably started like 30 or 40 different lines of thought.
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure if we finished that.
Good luck titling this.
Yeah, I think I'll probably do a tangent wrangling, something like that.
How do you edit your stuff?
I don't. Like so far, because I just sit down, I talk, and then when I run out of things to say, so the audio ones, when I do audio, I just fucking upload the audio. But there's some where I made some graphics because I put it on YouTube.
Yeah, the episode with your buddy.
I use what is this called? Reaper software. Oh yeah. I want to tell the story about when we made the fucking airman cry, or the air person. Fucking
Air person.
Air Force. They're such babies. They're such babies.
Hey, that's another podcast in itself,
man. They're the biggest fucking babies.
My sister is retired master sergeant from the Air Force, so we've had many conversations about that stuff. It's funny, but one thing she does say is she never received more respect than when a Marine had to deal with her. She did say that.
Yeah.
Because they went to parade rest. She said the whole 9 yards. I'm like, yeah, that's just what we do. You were higher rank.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out like that. Air Force staff sergeants are like nobody.
Dude. Yeah.
It's like all their ranks and their ribbons. It's like they just give them. They get just. It's like you get it. They just receive them for
issued
being
a fruit salad when they get out.
Yeah, they have these huge stacks, and they're so proud of it. And some of them, I think they get a ribbon for graduating boot camp. Like they literally get a ribbon for boot camp.
Yeah, they get a ribbon for qualifying with a rifle too, or shooting it, or something like that.
I touched the gun.
Basically, I think. But I mean, the only reason I don't get deep into talk, I'll talk shit about the Air Force all day long because they're easy to talk shit about. But where I stop is people like that say there's no, Air Force is stupid. They're all pansies. No, they're not. They've got paratroopers that are certified badasses, man.
The PJs.
Yeah, the parajumpers, they're badasses. The I think they call them FACs or JTACs. Can't remember what it is.
JTAC, yeah.
JTAC, yeah. They're badasses too. Actually, our CO, during deployment, saved a unit. Actually, everyone died in the fire team except for the JTAC, because the JTAC was still there calling in, air support against the machine gun entrenchment that was across the way from him. And my CO flew over, lit him up, blew him up, and then they played the audio and had him at our mess night after deployment. And he stood up and talked about it, and they played the radio transmission. And then when the transmission went silent because he passed out from his injuries, just there's goosebumps on me right now. Like, it was like, okay, and I am done saying that everybody in the Air Force is a pussy because this guy is badass. Yeah, he lost his whole team. None of them survived but him.
Fuck, that's crazy. I'll caveat it with I don't count any special forces guy. I don't count them.
Don't worry about it, man. Like, don't worry about it.
Navy SEALs are not sailors. I mean, they are sailors, but they're not. MARSOC. They're in the military, but they're a whole other thing.
They're different animals altogether.
Yeah. I mean, and that's also they actually do shit. They're not
exactly
Air Force, but also no. There are. I had some friends out in there, so they're not all fucking bitches, but.
No, but damn,
general. And also just because I'm a Marine, I like to talk
exactly.
Shit about them.
The reason why we talk shit about them so much is because they have so much money. It's ridiculous the amount of money they have.
Oh,
their chow halls, everything is beautiful.
Oh my God, they have in their chow halls. Have you ever eaten?
Hold on, for anybody, if anyone who watches this, his reaction should tell you everything right now. Go ahead.
They literally have people that come and take your tray. So chow hall is a cafeteria. When you finish eating, in the Marine Corps chow hall, you take your tray and you dump it and you put it away. In the Air Force one, you leave it on the table. They have servants come and pick up your tray for you and throw away your garbage.
Servants.
And that's the Air Force chow hall. They have paid they have butler staff.
Yep.
To take care of them.
They
don't get charged their what's BAS, their basic their food allowance.
Yeah.
And if they go to the chow hall, then it gets taken out of their paycheck. The Marines, it just gets taken out automatically.
Period.
Whether you eat at your chow hall or not, it comes right out of your paycheck. Air Force, they're like, oh well, if you didn't eat there, I guess you needed your money to go eat somewhere. So it's like
they get per diem.
This is why I talk shit about them. Oh my God.
Yeah, they're very deserving of the shit that does get talked about them. I'll give them that.
Yeah. And
they got the money.
A purpose. They do have jobs, but yeah, these little pampered babies. So if you're thinking about joining the military and you like a nice lifestyle, definitely go to the Air Force. They have air conditioning in their boot camp tents. My buddy, we both grew up. Our dads were both in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
So I talk shit about the Air Force and he laughs because he's like, yeah. He went to the Air Force just because he was going to get more money. He's like, that's a complete reason why. Like his dad, Marine Corps officer, his younger brother, Marine Corps officer, and he was like, I'm gonna do reserves and I want money, so I'm gonna do the Air Force. So that was his decision to do that. So I support it. And he's also not a bitch. He's a tough dude.
Yeah.
And but I asked him about that, and he was like, yeah. And when they go to their field for a week or 3 days or whatever it is, they have air conditioned tents. They live in like the big field tents, and they have air conditioning. I was like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, and welcome to the reason that we talk shit.
Yeah. I mean, they are smarter. I mean, that's definitely
For
smarter
sure.
than
And
us,
their
but
chicks are definitely hotter. Whatever.
that's why. Oh yeah, yeah. My buddy, his girlfriend asked about like what service has, like how do you rank the women? Air Force
Every
number
time.
one,
Every
number
time.
one, hands down,
I think the only
hands
people that
down.
wouldn't say
Yeah,
that
and
are
then
ones in the Air
after,
Force.
yeah. There are legitimate models in the Air Force. Like
Yeah.
I met more than one girl that was like fucking up an actual like not like a walkway model, but like they did like fucking magazines and shit.
Yep.
They're fucking hot chicks in the Air Force.
Hey,
And
Marines have them
I
too,
guess
though,
good
dude.
looking dudes if that's a, oh, that's the other thing. My buddy said second is the Marines because Marines work out all the time. So there's a lot of like fit hot chicks. But I mean it's kind of like the spectrum because then there's also like
Oh, you're
you're
going into an
shit on
area
chicks,
that we could talk about for hours and hours. Like, don't get me started on fighter pilots and their wives. That's confusing in its own. I don't understand it. I spent a long time in a squadron, and these badass fighter pilots all had trolls for wives. What?
Oh, really?
Yeah, all of them. Like, I think one of them had a hot wife. I'm like, dude, you are an elite fighter pilot that flies Mach 2 sometimes, I guess. What are you doing?
Oh, well, but so were their wives usually pretty cool and down to earth though? Like pretty No, they were nuts.
No, those are helo pilots' wives. That's different.
Oh, they have cool wives? Oh, okay.
Helo pilots are cool in general.
Okay. Yeah, that's something I noticed too. And I was gonna say in the Marine Corps, usually like there's always like gunnies with super hot wives, but they're fucking nuts. They're always nuts.
Oh yeah. That's God. You're right about that. You were right. But I did serve with a legit model.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to PA school with her, and she worked at the office next to me. We got stationed at the same IPAC for a bit. She was in Maxim, hometown hotties and shit. Shannon Smith.
Oh, interesting. I'm gonna have to look her up then.
Here, just IHRKE.
IHRKE.
Yep.
Wait, so you're both named Shannon?
Yeah. Yeah, but because she made it in Maxim just after I had, gotten done with Beaufort. So she kind of, I don't know, next couple of years after that, she got huge. I really don't know what she's doing now, but she did that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I have to look her up then.
Just see, when I saw her in Maxim, I'm like, wait, I ran like formation runs with this chick, and she got us in trouble a few times. I know this chick.
Got in trouble for falling out?
No. No, she's fit.
Okay.
She's fit for other reasons.
Gotcha.
Yeah, hot chick reasons, buddy.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Tracking.
But I'm not gonna talk crap about her. So it's just the way life goes, man. That's just part of it.
No, yeah.
If you got an extremely good looking chick in your platoon, you're gonna get in trouble. Trouble's coming somewhere.
Yeah, that seems to be how it happens. For the Navy, I was gonna say I did know some Navy models, but they were dudes and they modeled in gay magazines.
Oh, no.
I mean, they're good looking dudes, but I remember we would go to this party or this house because they lived off base. So there's one house, the Navy house, and they always had fucking banging parties. Like, this is the first time I ever learned about ABC parties, ABC, anything but clothes, where you basically like you make an outfit out of like duct tape or
I know what you're talking about.
We went one of the people wore like a Korean flag wrapped around their waist. So we went to those, and so they always had crazy parties at their house. And like in the bathroom, there's a magazine, like a naked dude on there. And we're looking at him like, wait a minute, this is that motherfucker. And the dude, he drove an Audi. Like he would go and so he modeled, and then he would go and he worked at like a male strip club in I can't remember, somewhere, it was California, but he would on the weekends he would go, and this dude was balling. Fucking balling. Oh man, I was like, good for you, man. I think I feel like if I could make that much money dancing naked in front of dudes and they're not touching me, I think who could say no to that? But he was gay too, so it was cool for him. Actually, there was another guy who said he wasn't, but he still did it. He said he was
Mhm.
straight, but he still did all that stuff. But they were
Yeah.
making bank. So I was like,
Yeah.
damn, good for you, man.
There's several
Fucking
straight
get
guys
it.
in gay porn too. It's just they see the money.
Yeah. Actually, I met a dude. This is a whole nother. I can do a whole nother episode about.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I was working on becoming adult film producer,
Mm-hmm.
and so I went to Florida and I met some people. And there's this one guy. You can look. I think his name is Lance Hart. I think is his name. But
Mm-hmm.
so when I met him, he's like, yeah, I don't do. He was doing foot fetish stuff with
Oh, okay.
dudes, but he was like, I'm not gay, but the money's really good. He's like, sometimes business, you just go where the money is and blah blah blah. And
Mm-hmm.
now he does like full gay porn. So he must be making a lot of money. But
He's got a lot of
yeah, I
those
think his
shirts
name
that
is
say,
Lance Hart. I'm pretty sure.
"I'm not gay, but $20 is $20."
Yeah, I bet he does. He bangs fucking hot shit. I've seen some of his porn where like he might even done some with like Sarah J. He does
Dang,
like legitimate shit too. So it's like good for you,
that's
man.
crazy, man. Cali's the place to go for that. That's a lot. The Marines get stationed out there. It's like their whole world just blows up
Yeah,
because they come from these little podunk
yeah.
towns, and then it's like, whoa, what? You can have sex with that? There's some weird stuff up there, man.
Have you ever gotten a number from a stripper?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Like a legit, like you called her after and it worked?
I hooked up with the stripper.
Wow. What?
Yeah,
Damn, good for you.
It's a long story, but my buddy.
I've had buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
She was a friend of my buddy,
says.
and we went to a concert. And if my ex-wife listens to this, she's gonna get the spoiler alert now. But yeah, so we went to this concert.
But you already divorced, right? So
no, not at that point. And this is I'll be. This
oh
is
no,
the
I mean
only.
like right now though. You're divorced now.
Yeah, no, me and her divorced now. But this is the only time I ever cheated on my wife, though. After the 8 million times she did it to me, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm done." And my friend also knew this. That's why he invited the stripper along with us to this concert. And I mean, she's hot, dude. The whole 9 yards, the fake boobs, the tattoos, hot stripper. And then I ended up hooking up with her. But I was used to strippers because my sister was a stripper, so I kind of grew up around it.
Oh, okay. Man, you're probably super good with talking to ladies then.
Well, no, that was because I was Jehovah's Witness. Whole different story.
Jeez. Hey, I was a Mormon missionary, so
that stuff. Yeah, I was interested in that when you and your friend were talking about it, because I was a Jehovah's Witness for 8 years, from like my formative years. From 8 to 18, wow. Basically, just about.
Oh. Yeah, so you didn't celebrate birthdays,
and that's the shitty part. I had up until I was around 8 to 10, right in between there. Up till that point, Christmas, birthdays, all that stuff, and then boom, no more. Santa's not real, and you don't get birthdays.
So you got a taste of it, and then it just yanked it away. Those are the best years too. Like 8 years old, you still believe in Santa.
I've done it once.
Probably till like you got a couple more years.
Yep.
Damn.
But yeah, I know all the background stuff and the crappy stuff you hear about Jehovah's Witnesses is true 90% of the time.
Damn. Oh wait, but your stripper story, did you finish that?
Yeah, I hooked up with a stripper. My buddy invited me along.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know she was. Did I know she
was? Tell me slowly. No.
Okay, well I could. You see, about a year before that, I'd gone to his house and I saw this girl. No, no, I'd seen her there before. I wasn't quite sure what the deal was, but found out that night she was a stripper. After I banged her. Yes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Man.
And then I went and saw her where she worked a little ways after
you saw
that.
her when
and
she was working?
Yeah. I was like, that's kind of lame. I've already seen all this. Never mind.
You're like, yeah, why am I gonna? I already had, what is it, the saying? And so why are you gonna buy the milk when you had the cow or whatever?
Yeah.
That sounds offensive, but
don't buy the whole cow when you can get the milk for free.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, so
there's
the Jehovah Witness. How did like one of your parents decided to do that, or how did that work out?
You're probably gonna have to split this up into 2 episodes now. No, so
We're
I
at,
won't get too far into
oh
it.
yeah, we're at like 2:45. We'll cut it off here in a second. Coming
Okay,
up on 3
I'll
hours.
just tell you real quickly. My dad never was a Jehovah's Witness. Totally against it. Didn't want to do it. I don't know how that
Okay.
worked, but it was very violent for a long time. It doesn't work out. My mom, was looking for something, I guess. Jehovah's Witness came to the door and she's like, "Oh, there's the answer. Now I'm going to do it." And then she dove into it and she asked me if I wanted to do it. And I was a little kid. I'm like, "Yeah, this seems fun. It's different. Yay." And then my dad looked at me. He's like, "All right, you can do this. But if you do, you're in it until you're 18. You can't get out." I was like,
Damn.
"Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." What my
You had
dad
to
taught
decide
me
that
was
when you were 8?
yeah. I didn't know what I was
Jeez.
doing, but my dad taught me
Yeah.
very young, you're sticking through this all the way. And I did. I got disfellowshipped when I was 18, kicked out the door.
Hey, I got this fellowship from the Mormon church, so hey.
Yeah.
Man, we're just parallel to each other so much.
We got our own club we should make. The disfellowshippers.
That's a very specific, very niche club.
Yeah, there'll be about 10 of them.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably a ton. I know
It just
there's
takes a
bunch
long
of
time for them.
disfellowship.
They don't speak out about stuff like that. It's like Leah Remini coming out about Scientology.
Oh yeah, Scientology.
They don't do it. They just, the big people that
Yeah.
can make a difference, stay quiet.
Yeah, I've never. Have you met any like real life Scientologists? I don't think I have.
Not that I knew.
To.
Not that I knew, but I did in Hollywood. Have you been to Hollywood?
No, I don't think so.
Well, in Hollywood, there's a giant
Maybe
church
when I
of
was a kid,
Scientology.
I don't know.
Okay, but it's right there on the
I've
strip,
heard
man.
of that.
Right on the strip, and
Isn't
they're
that the
standing
main
out there.
one?
I
I think
probably,
they have the library of L. Ron Hubbard in there.
I just walked by it very quickly. Like, don't make eye contact. Don't talk. Bye.
Snatched and dragged it.
Oh God, I was terrified. But just,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take long for things like that, especially when they sit you down before you get in and they make you tell them your deepest, darkest secrets. Hello, that's what a sociopath does to control people. But that's like the first thing they do is they interview you and they get all this dirt on you, I guess. I don't know.
Damn. I mean, I guess it's a good deal if you're like Tom Cruise, but
yeah, if you're Tom Cruise, John Travolta making a ton of money off it, because it's all money.
Everybody else sounds like it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
I've listened to some of the Leah Remini stories and
it's more money. That's all it is more money. It's the more money you have, the better you are and the more beneficial it is to you. And just like Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormonism, as long as you stay within that clique, you've got guaranteed work. You never have to worry about that. You've always got a job because someone will always hire you. It's like a little family. They keep everything small.
For Jehovah's Witnesses, is there like paid clergy in there, or
kind of?
Or do people hire, like you're saying about keeping jobs or whatever?
Oh yeah, so like when you got the teenage kid that needs a job, and if you're a Jehovah's Witness, there's like 10 people that have companies. They'll hire you right up. No big deal. It's a great inside group.
Okay.
That always will work out for you if you get on board with them. You'll always have work, and you won't be struggling and be poor. That's for sure. But it comes at a great cost, I guess. You end up isolated from the world and stuff, and all stuff I didn't understand when I was a kid, but I do now. Oh, and the work thing. So you can be paid. There's a place in New York, which oddly is where most of these religions pop up from. But there is, it's called Bethel, I think, but it's a giant college. It's like the central base of Jehovah's Witnesses. So you can do a mission. It's like a missionary. You go there for a couple years. You study, they teach you things, and you can get paid to work, producing the magazines, the little pamphlets and stuff like that. So you can't get paid.
Interesting. So
Crazy part, Kingdom Hall.
Little economy.
The Kingdom Halls that they make, which is their church, they will build an entire Kingdom Hall start to finish in like a week, dude. Like no crap. It's crazy. Wow. I went on 3 of them, I think, different Kingdom Hall builds, and they go up in an insanely amount of, it's just so fast. A week for an entire building? You serious?
So the members build it?
Yeah. All the members build it because they all have professions. kind of like Masons and stuff like that. They've all got professions. So they just use
Wow.
them, and they're all willing to do work for Jehovah. So
Yeah. Interesting.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, I had no idea. I don't think I've ever like sat down and talked with a Jehovah's Witness ever. I mean,
Crazy,
I've just
man.
seen the people walking around handing out pamphlets and stuff, but
Yep. Yeah, that's what this all started. That's how I got good with girls. because because I was a kid and I was doing service is what they call it. So you got to go out and you got to try and sell the religion to people that don't even want their face near you. Get away from my porch at 9 o'clock on a Sunday, dude, little kid.
Yep.
And they habitually use kids to get people to open the doors because they feel bad for kids. Oh, I'll listen to the kid. That is a tactic, bro. So I was taught
smart.
very young. Yeah, I was taught how to give talks because I think 12 years old, I was giving talks to the congregation on a little couple scriptures. But they teach you how to speak publicly. So I had no problem going up to a girl that thought I was the ugliest person in the world and trying. It was easy. I was used to rejection.
Damn. Wow. Well, sounds like you were able to convert that into a life skill. So.
Yeah, that's pretty much all of our experiences. We use them for the better, right?
For the most part, I think.
You learn something from it.
Yeah, they definitely build on to who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so I was, I guess I was sort of born into the like Mormon LDS church, but so it was my whole life until I was like in my 20s, and then that's when I got disfellowshipped. I got sent home from my mission. I talked about it in that one episode, but I don't know. I mean, I definitely am pretty sure I turned out significantly better person than I would have if I hadn't grown up in like a really strict kind of religious setting. If I had just been, willy-nilly, like if I grown, sorry mom, but if I grown up like in my mom's house, because there's like no discipline, I could do whatever I wanted. So if I had grown up in her house, I mean, there's no telling. I mean, who knows? But
dude, you'd be a mumble rapper.
Oh man, yeah, maybe.
You'd have a billion tattoos and weird colored hair.
I'd be on SoundCloud with all kinds of kids or dead or whatever. So
yeah,
I don't know. I guess it feels like I'm talking shit on my mom, but
no, I get you. I totally.
It's definitely good that I grew up with discipline. So
yeah, forced direction. You didn't have a choice, but you were always taught to be a better person. That's the good thing about religion, big time. I mean, it's to teach you to be a good person. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not religious now, and there's a lot of things about religion that like annoy the shit out of me.
Same.
But at the same time, I do recognize that there is a lot of good for a lot of people, and a lot of people are better people because of religion. So
absolutely,
to me, it's kind of like it balances out. It's like some people, they're like, oh, I do this for Jesus and blah blah, and I'm like, what a fucking idiot. But they're doing good things, so I'm like, well, hey, if that's what it takes for them to want to help other people, then I mean, I'm not gonna knock it.
Exactly. As long as you're not running around
oppressive about it.
Yeah. God, Sharia law and stuff like that. Like, chill out over there. Quit cutting people's noses off and stuff for no good reason. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I guess all because there's some like, I mean, I guess all of them because there's some.
It's the extremist, the extreme
especially like in the South, like like the Bible Belt. There's some like super Christian people that are like fucking nuts.
The people that all live in the hills and don't have any regulations, and they make these little small sects of religion that are just nuts. Like if the snake bites you, it's meant to happen. If you die, you were supposed to die because of it. What? Get that snake away from me.
I guess, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess, the whole point of me saying that is just, I recognize the good, but I don't know. I also read books, so there's a lot of
there you go
about religion, and I'm like,
I read books other than the Bible.
Look at science or anthropology and history. But yeah, so as far as like people are like too positive and want to do better, I'm all for it. Whatever that is, whatever form that takes.
Yeah, you and I went through a religious boot camp, dude, and that's no fun.
Oh yeah,
when you had we chose to join the Marine Corps. See, that's the difference. We accepted that boot camp.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
The parallels are crazy,
Yeah,
man.
as much. Oh, yeah, big time. Oh man. Like, yeah, there's so many to get into, but
I guess that just means we need to do another one then.
I'm gonna cut it off here because we're coming up. I think we actually talked for like maybe 2.5 hours because I think I did a little
Test
before you got on, but still. No, yeah, this was I enjoyed it, man. Thanks for doing this, and yeah, we'll definitely for sure. Yeah, whenever you have time, we'll have to do another episode. I'll figure out how to edit this all together to get the audio straight. This is my first like video one.
For sure. Hey, I'll
but
throw you my
if you
number.
want to say again, what is your? Okay.
Yeah, afterwards I'll send you my number. But no, so I'm the Basic Vet Podcast. My name's Shannon, and it's a podcast. You just basically want me to introduce it, right?
Yeah, whatever you want to say about it.
I'm new to it too, so yeah, it's the Basic Vet. I do a podcast, usually weekly, sometimes more, and there's music now too, where I just vent about the everyday struggles that vets go through, and especially in trying to adapt to civilian life. So a lot of it's just me yelling about random crap, but that's what goes through my head.
Awesome.
And just it's because I want as long as one other person or two other people, three other people listen to it and they laugh, and it makes it just a little bit, for that brief second they laugh and they're happy. That's it. That's all I need.
Well, so far you got. I mean, I'm on there, so
good. Yeah, you and I think three other people.
Whatever that's worth. Oh, nice. But yeah, man, we'll have to do this again, and I guess if there's not anything else. I don't know. I don't have it.
You don't have any saved rounds?
I'll fuck you later. No alibis, no saved rounds.
Well, all right, dude. I look forward to the next one. Maybe I'll host the next one, and I'll have video. Huh?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Anytime.
All right. I'll hit you up with my number after this. We'll keep in touch.
All right, brother. Take care. All right.
You too. Later.
All right. Bye.